Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Get this mic in where I want it. There we go. Get that volume. Alright, welcome in, welcome in. Camera's right there. I'm looking over here, making sure everything's working on that end. Whoa, camera's a little fast. Yeah, it works. Let's get out to our plane. Alright, welcome into Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel, and today we are doing World Tour Flight 296. We're going to be streaming, I think, every day here for the next couple of weeks, so probably finish up the World Tour. And then we'll have to be trying to find out other things to do in the meantime. Maybe getting in the afternoon, doing some streams as well. So, streaming on YouTube and Twitch. If you're over on Twitch, please give a follow, and we do have a sub goal right now. A modest sub goal of 5 total subs. If you're on YouTube, of course, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. Same with Twitch. Totally free to follow. Subs just help out. Throw a little bit of money my way, but shows your awesome support. Anyway, here we are, World Tour Flight 296. We're in Karachi, Pakistan. We're going to be flying down to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. We're in the Airbus A320 Neo, the FlyByWire A20N mod. And we're on Pakistan International Airlines Flight 213 today. So it looks like, well, let's get inside the plane because they're probably bugging us at this point with self-loading cargo. Probably going crazy. We're expected to depart in 21 minutes, so let's see if we can get everything set up for that. Alright. Start flight over there. Alright, let's do our safety check. Engine master switch is off, ignition normal. Weather radar is off. Hey, Micha. Landing gear lever down. Wipers are both off. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a good morning or good afternoon. Probably good afternoon by this point, right? Good evening. What are we gonna do? Brain just kind of shut down. Oh, yeah. Let's get our first officer on their flow. There they go. Set. I'm going to turn up the cool our lighting that we like to have. We're scheduled to push back, take off, do all that good stuff around 4:40 p.m. You can see already it's about 4:25. Let's do my flow.
I'm out for the walk around.
Alright. She's already got the external power. We'll turn that pump on there. Alright, crew oxygen supply on. Ground control, or, yeah, on. TVR test. In this awkward craning our neck kind of position. Do it like this. ADIRS, nav. I've seen questions. I keep seeing questions on different Discord pages about this. It's like, you gotta do these flows, man. And if you're not sure, watch someone set up their Airbus or whatever plane you want to fly in. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Alright, so we got the strobe, auto, nav, logo lights on. We'll go over here. Seatbelts will keep off. We haven't fueled yet. Make sure we get our fuel, everything set there. No smoking. Cabin pressure panel, air conditioning panel, no white lights. APU bleed on, X bleed auto. Battery 1 and 2 off then on. through. Engine 1 fire test. Engine 2 fire test. Go on these panels, no white lights. Go a little higher. Audio switching normal. Pilot light isn't on or whatever, if there's a light there. Go down, check, make sure our radio panel is set the way we want it. It is. And ready to set up the FMG. Let's see, we got 123 passengers expected, 121 are checked in. Let's start the, well, let's go over here and get that fuel coming on board. We got a little customized. Oh, look at that. What's that? Starbush Cafe? Okay. Pretty cool. Alright, so we got our sim brief. You can see our air pressure 1015, wind 105 knots, 26 degrees, nice warm day, dew point -2. Dubai's not much different except for the wind. Oh, should be a nice evening flight. Look at that fuel, real, 4 minutes, 3 fuel, let's do that. And payload, get them all
ground
situated.
Go ahead.
I'm back.
Hi there.
No issues
Just
on
to
the
let
walk
you know that
around.
we started fueling the aircraft. We'll let you know as soon as it's completed. Roger.
You can hear, can you hear the crew? Did you hear the co-pilot there? Because it was popping up on a different sound than it's assigned to. It was really weird. Alright, so we should be getting fueled. Now, self-loading cargo is updated now where it's controlled by, you can control it using GSX.
Hi, Captain.
We got the jetway out, that's really
Start
cool.
boarding. Are we okay to begin?
Yes, start boarding whenever you like.
Great. I'll let the rest of the crew know and we'll get started as soon as the passengers start arriving. It could be a few minutes yet though.
Why won't GSX work though?
All stations prepare to start boarding.
What is with this GSX? It works totally fine. Totally fine, totally fine. Get on the stream. Doesn't want to work. Okay, let's go restart that. Hopefully we can get it to work. This is a beautiful like jetway here. The only problem I'm having, and I want to be able to get the passengers to come, is that they walk out perfectly here. I got it set up that they'll walk perfectly down this ramp. Then they hit here, and for some reason they warp to the top right on the little the jointage
Hi,
here.
the security and safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
They're loud. Yes. I'm trying to set these different volumes or crew volumes right down. Oh, loud. Yes.
Okay.
There we go. That's better. You let me know. Why? Yeah, I don't spend enough time. I don't spend enough time at these airports, like making sure every little thing is set up right. Because so GSX is kind of set up all right, but FS HUD ATC is like, well, you're not at the gate properly. I was like, yeah, I'm not really, but I didn't really mess with that. Okay, so they are doing some stuff. You can call it the catering. That's interesting. I haven't. Did I even call the loading process? Wait, that's is that the Microsoft Flight Simulator loading process? I think. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I think calling stuff through Microsoft, like the weird. That was actually kind of weird. Like that's the baggage train from Microsoft Flight Simulator and not from. Yeah, that was really weird. Interesting. Still trying to figure out these little things. Let's get actually have that GPU out there as opposed to just having the cord dangling to nothing. Alright, map is not available. Okay, passenger should be loading. We should start seeing there you go, so you can see them. I don't know where they come. They look pretty good coming down there. I actually got it set up that, I mean, they seem to be a little tall for that. But actually they're not, they're perfectly on the, I think they're perfectly on the ground in there, the floor within the ramp as well, which is kind of nice. Problem is as soon as they get over here, they start floating in the air. It gets weird. Alright, we'll kind of look back at that. I need to start doing some flight setup here.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
I'll watch this. See?
Hi, Captain.
Why did they do that? Now I wish,
Roger.
I mean, I wish I could get someone in here who had any clue how to fix that. I've looked all over and I haven't seen anyone have anything. And again, I have the path set. Waypoint 1, or is like right there, and then waypoint 2 is the gate. Or you don't even need to put the waypoint because it automatically has a waypoint for the gate. So if I didn't have a waypoint here and I had my start point there, they would come on a direct line. I have a waypoint right there, so that they come nice and down that ramp, looking very cool. And unfortunately, I do this. So if I can figure that out, because this is, I just love this. It's such a long jetway, so you get to see them the whole way. But unfortunately, it kind of gets ruined right there. We'll just kind of go like this, and then we'll take a picture. Okay. Anyway, that's not right. Why does it have an Air Canada? I didn't notice that. No, this must be one of his earlier, because he does have a different, a later, yeah, we got some issues here. I didn't even notice some of these. I wonder if that's because of her moving the seat. That's interesting, little interesting artifact. Like one of his more recent, from this creator who did this livery, he has another Pakistan, and it's got like these really funky, cool, throwback looking kind of upholstery on the seats. So, but I really like the livery itself. I like that tail there. It's pretty cool. All right, let's get to business here because I'm kind of coming up on it here. 11 minutes. Okay, we should be able to get all this done. Okay, so a brief panel. Alright, Oscar Papa Kilo Charlie Oscar Mike Delta Bravo Oscar Mike Alpha Alpha, flight level 380, cost index 47, flight time you can see right there is going to be 2 hours and 5 minutes, ground temperature is 15, that doesn't seem right. I believe we're at 26, are we not? Or is that like the ground temperature? I don't know. Page 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board this self-loading cargo service. Please place your large bags
55.7.
first and keep your small items under the seat.
Go over
and
here,
These
32.2.
include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin
Or our
bags,
center of
please
gravity.
take your seat. To help us
Fuel
ensure
planning.
prompt departure, we would kindly
Looks like
ask
we have
that you keep
6.7
the
on
enabling
board
all remaining
actual.
customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
We're looking for raw. That wind component, negative 52, so we got a stiff headwind. Alright, flight plan. Okay, the problem is self-loading cargo. No, not self-loading cargo. My ATC doesn't think I'm at the gate. Now, I could tell it to move the aircraft to the gate, but then that would mess all kinds of stuff up. So we're not going to do that. I'm not going to be able to call for the clearance. What I'm going to do is make sure
Ground to cockpit.
they are taking off from this
Go
runway.
ahead.
Jinnah, information, Sierra 1135, wind 0999.
Hi, Captain. Just a quick update to let you know that we started loading. We'll contact you again once we're done.
Boarding delay.
4,000 feet, temperature 26, dew point -2, QNH 1015, transition, altitude 3000, transition level, flight level 40, landing runway 07.
Alright, departure runway 07 right. Okay,
07
perfect.
right.
Information Sierra.
Information Sierra.
That's what we want. Karachi ground. Okay, so we're going Mellow 1H or Mellum 1H departure. So we'll put that in. Departure, runway 07 right. Just want to make sure that the FSI ATC, since we're not getting the clearance from them just because we're not at the gate technically and it doesn't work. Those little problems between all the, whoever set up the gate for some reason. It's not in the right spot. Exactly. Alright, so there's Mellum. Clear this. Then we go to Alpha 325. You can see that right there. To Parrot, switch to Alpha 454 airway. Take that all the way to Passov. Then we're on the Mike 564 to Puxel. And then to 574 to Imped. And then we got our discontinuity and our arrival. We'll put that in. We'll just get an arrival in right away, just so we have something. ILS 30 left. Impact. Lately, I've been getting these been getting switched on me as we get close, so we'll go Novia for now, just because I'm not looking at it. Just so we have something in, just in case I am not paying attention. We're at least going on some path and not just cruising off to nowhere without the autopilot on. Let me do that. Okay. Performance page.
Ground, Arabia 547811. Request clearance to Oscar Mike Sierra Juliet with information Sierra.
Performance calculator.
Clear to Oscar Mike Sierra Juliet via Mirror 1 Hotel departure. 107 right, initial point right level 50,
Okay. So we have on our calculator, got our weight, center of gravity was 32.2. 32.2. We're going to go 1 plus F for the flaps. Runway condition dry. Anti-ice off, packs on. Calculator.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yes.
Thanks, let me know if you need anything.
Request ATC clearance.
Clearance delivery. Good afternoon. Is at the gate with the numbers. Requesting ATC clearance.
Alright, let's get this in. So, flaps 1. Seems like our trim is usually 0.3 down
cleared our
lately.
destination as filed. Squawk code is as assigned.
Is as assigned. Alright, flex temp 74, transition altitude 3000. Seems really low. Okay, you see the difference. The plane is giving us 129, 130, and 134. We'll go with that. Calculators are always a little rough. So typically you want to go with what the plane gives you. Next phase, no, we're good there. Radio nav page, looks good. We are really slogging on this. Right, get our local pressure, 1015. Flight directors are on.
Go ahead.
Let's clear up to, let's say 9,000.
Loading has been completed. We're sending the load sheet up to you now. We'll contact you again once you turn on the beacon light. Then we can get you moving. Roger.
Okay, you see the doors are closed. Jetway has retracted. Really cool. Let's do the ATC auto. Altitude reporting.
Hello.
We don't have our
Okay.
clock yet, so we'll just go clear that for now.
The passenger count here, the crew count here, and the total number of souls not including themselves here.
Thank you.
Okay, looks like we're all set to go whenever you're ready.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
turn up the... How did I get the, Oh, you know what I can do? I always forget this. We can close our cockpit door. How did I close the cockpit door? I'll actually muffle things. It's actually a new option. Alright. We got that. ATC. Check the box.
Okay.
We're running a little behind here. Alright, so we're going to push back. We're going to push back to the to our left so that we can aim down to 07 right. We're going to taxi out Kilo, Mike, Echo, right down to 07. I'm guessing they'll give us the whole runway. And then we'll fly out on our departure. You see we need to be below flight level 050 at our first waypoint, 506. Then above flight level 070 at 505. There's that transition altitude, 3,000 feet. That's where we go to flight levels and to our standard pressure. Right, I feel like we have a checklist here. Do we have a checklist? Yes, we do. Alright, that is off. Let's get the fuel pumps on. And, just kind of in a brain fog right now. Okay, fuel, pushback, services. What am I thinking of right now? Pick up data, external power. That's what I want to do. I want to go into GSX and have them remove the external power so that it's removed. Oh, it's already gone. Okay. Wonder if she's able to control that. Let's prepare for pushback and departure. Before start checklist, down to the line.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
Adheres.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
6,680 kilograms.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Barrel ref.
1015 set.
1015. Set. Down to the line.
Alright. Windows and doors closed. Slides armed. ECAM door page. Everything's closed. Beacon light on.
Ground to cockpit.
Thrust levers idle.
Go ahead. Call me when you require pushback.
We're all set, so feel free to get connected and start when ready.
Roger. Ground tow is connecting.
Roger.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Ground to
Closed.
cockpit.
Beacon.
On.
Go ahead.
Thrust levers.
Tow
Idle.
is connected.
Parking brake.
Release parking brake
Set.
when ready to push back.
Before start checklist complete.
Roger.
Cabin crew arm slides and cross check.
Cabin crew, please set doors to automatic. Parking brake is off. We're ready to go.
Roger. Tow is attached. Steering pin is inserted. Stand by while we start pushback. Okay, Captain. We're clear of the stand and you're free to start engines.
Starting engine 2.
Starting engine 2.
Roger.
Check.
Alright, let's see if the pushback is... Maybe the pushback is self-flying cargo and not ESX.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask.
Hopefully it does what I want. Hope I'm not forgetting stuff. We did the before start checklist, so yeah, let's see if, because I think I forgot to tell self-flying cargo that I wanted GSX to control the. I think we have to manually. Maybe? No. Where is it pushing us back to? It's gonna push us all the way out to the... I don't know. Alright, that's alright.
Strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft.
Still feel a little...
When outside, inflate
Close
by
my
pulling the
cockpit.
toggle.
I can't.
If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Good.
Ah! Notice how we can't hear anything anymore. I think I have that muffled a little too much.
Please set your parking brake.
Oh, that's so cool. Finally. Alright. Parking brake set.
The brake is on.
Roger. Stand by. Please keep your parking brake on while we monitor engine startup and disconnect the tow.
Roger. Starting engine 1.
Roger.
Starting engine 1.
Check.
Just trying to get all of like the different sounds, like the different stuff we have talking to us to kind of have similar volumes. So they're not like one shouting over the other. I think we're getting closer on that, hopefully. Alright, engine 1 coming up.
Thanks very much for your help. Pin on the left and we'll see you again soon.
Really? Got the fuel on. It's taking a while for this to come up. Okay, there it is. So, ground spoilers. She'll start her flow. Rudder trim 0. Laps set for takeoff. Actually, you know what? I'm doing everything she's supposed to be doing. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. I'm supposed to do this. There we go. Now she'll put the ground spoilers, the rudder trim, all that stuff. Hopefully. Yes? No? Maybe not. Have to start flow. Go for it. There you go. Okay, I accidentally screwed that up. APU bleed off, master switch off, engine anti-ice and wing ice not required. ECAM checking no status
Hello.
that we need.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is secured for takeoff.
You can take your seats now. We're almost ready.
No problem. All stations
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
Set and checked.
Rudder trim.
0.
After start checklist complete.
Flight control check.
Ready. Full down. Full up. Neutral. Full right. Full left. Neutral.
Rudder.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Alright. Request taxi clearance.
Ground. Good afternoon. Ready to taxi. Clear to taxi.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Alright, here we go. Oh, thank you. Brake check.
Pressure 0.
His taxi route was very clear. Yeah, for some reason, where the plane started at the gate wasn't exactly where the ATC wanted it, and I didn't realize that and move it before got everything started. And I didn't want to attempt to move it because I've done that before, and then we had issues with the plane, and so couldn't ask for clearance and couldn't get the taxi clearance. So once we're up in the air, we should be able to get our squawk code and all that good stuff. And one of the shortcomings of AI ATC. And if you look at when I was loading the passengers, I got GSX. I put the paths in for the passengers to come on the plane through the cool, really long glass jetway. And for the first part, it works perfect. And then you get to the joint where it's the final part of the gate that is automatic with GSX, and for some reason they float to the top of that, and then they have to float down, and it kind of breaks the immersion. And I can't figure out for the life of me how to fix that. I can't find any information on how to avoid that. You know, even you go in the documentation for GSX, and it's like, well, you put a point here, you put a point here, and there you go. I'm like, yeah, what about when it does this? Because I've done everything. Oh well. Looking forward to AI doing our work and let us play and have more fun. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Hopefully. I mean, that's the hope, is that AI can take over. And, well, that's always been the science fiction thing, that robots, AI, artificial intelligence can take over our, the menial tasks, the stuff that, kind of just repetitive, dreary stuff that we do every day, and free us up to do creative things. The funny part, or the kind of dystopian, messed up part, that besides the fact that you'll have a AI robot computer revolution at some point, like in all science fiction, they'll wipe us out, is the fact that most of the AI that's coming out right now is geared at taking over the creative side of things. Which is not what the point of it is. They're supposed to be doing the menial labor again. All right, do we go all the way down the end? Do we really have to go all the way down the end? Nice landing there. This is really beautiful. It almost looks like there's a little bit of like a sandstorm right now with the mist, or the haze. I'm guessing it's just haze, but yeah, we're in that part of the world where it's all desert, sand, which is kind of cool. And then when you fly over this kind of area for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50 flights in a row, then you want to get to South America or something where it's all jungle. A lot of jungle. That's kind of the cool thing about like Africa. You fly in Africa and it's like you go some places it's this, you know, North Africa, Sahara, and then you get to Central Africa and it's just all jungle and mountains and well, yeah, I mean the creative things we're doing already, it's taking that stuff and I mean obviously I suppose you can there'll be more time to do more creative things. But obviously if you take away, you know, it seems like most of the AI right now is not geared towards the menial stuff. Like it's taking over creative things, a lot of the creative things. Not doing a terribly great job at it though, but it's getting there.
Hold short of runway 25 left, 07 right.
Like, why is he holding short? They're just taxiing. Alright, before takeoff checklist.
07 right, Etihad 5 Lima Zulu.
Really? Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ready. Check. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Check. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flap setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1. VR. V2. Flex temp.
Set and checked.
V1. 1. 2. 9. VR. 1. 3. 0. V2. 1. 3. 4. Flex temp. 7. 4. Degrees. ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Take off.
Approach path
No
clear
blue.
of traffic. Down to the line.
Below the line.
Take off runway.
07 right confirmed.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
Set and checked. Set and checked.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
PAX.
Continue taxi via Foxtrot.
Repeat.
Continue taxi via
Say again.
Etihad 5 Lima
PAX.
Zulu.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Okay.
Karachi Tower, Pakistan 213, runway 07 right, ready for departure.
Cow.
Pakistan 213, line up, runway 07 right.
I believe we're
Line
40
up,
minutes in
runway
on this
07
and
right,
haven't even taken
Pakistan
off yet.
213.
Wow. Okay, still don't have a squawk besides 7,000.
Pakistan 213, wind 099 degrees at 5 knots, runway 07 right, cleared for takeoff. Runway 07 right, cleared for takeoff, Pakistan 213.
Takeoff.
Check.
Why are my pages on? Here.
Thrust set.
knots.
100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Positive rate. Gear up.
figure out where the other call is. Other call out is coming from. Is that from Self-Link Cargo? Is it coming from? I don't know.
Gear up. Packs are on.
Pakistan 213, contact Karachi approach 125.5.
Thrust climb.
Check.
125.5, Pakistan 213. Karachi approach, Pakistan 213, Mela 1 Hotel departure at 2,600, climbing flight level 50. Pack Bloom 405, turn right heading 300.
Right heading 300, Pack Bloom 405.
Standard pressure.
Pakistan 369, established on final track.
Pakistan 213, radar contact, continue climb flight level 50. Continue climb flight level 50, Pakistan 213. Gulf Air 754.
Flap 0.
Speed
Proceed
check.
direct Mockley, Gulf Air 754.
Pakistan 369.
After takeoff,
continue
climb
approach.
checklist.
Continue
Landing
approach,
gear.
Pakistan 369.
Flaps.
Cabin crew,
Retracted.
feel free to move around the
Pass.
cabin.
Contact Karachi
On.
Flap
Tower,
0.
118.3.
Down to the line.
Below the line.
118.3, Pakistan 369.
Barrel ref.
Pack Bloom 405.
Standard
turn
set.
Right heading 355.
Standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Right heading 355, Pack Blue 405.
Pack Bloom 405. Continue descent 2,200. QNH 1015.
Continue descent 2,200, Pack Blue 405.
Gulf Air 754. Fly heading 230.
Fly heading 230, Gulf Air 754.
Pack Bloom 405. Turn right heading 030.
Right heading 030, Pack Blue 405.
Always get some beautiful,
Pack Bloom 405. Continue descent 1,600.
beautiful views when the sun is setting.
Continue descent 1,600, Pack Blue 405.
Pack Bloom 405. Fly heading 030. Cleared Arnett. Approach at 1,600. Runway 07 left. Report established final track.
Fly heading 030, clear on out, approach at 1,600, runway 07 left, report established final track, Pack Blue 405. Pack Blue 405, established on final track.
Pack Bloom 405. Continue approach.
Continue approach, Pack Blue 405.
Pakistan 213. Maintain 5,000. QNH 1015. Maintain 5,000. Pakistan 213. Pakistan 213.
1,000 to
climb
go.
Flight level 170. Climb flight level 170. Pakistan 213.
Trying to figure out why my plane was climbing, but it's because the altitude restriction constraint, we passed it. We hadn't been cleared yet. I was like, well, wait a second, why are you climbing? Well, because the plane, I had 9,000 and 5,000. But we got cleared. We're cleared to flight level 170 now. Hello! Welcome in. Sorry, I can't read Arabic. But welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you like flight simulation, if you like airplanes and flying and stuff, hit that subscribe button over there on YouTube. If you very much appreciate it. Alright, landing lights off. Over 10,000. And looks like we're right here. Alright, so we're going to climb to flight level 170. We need to be below that, or that's our ceiling until we get to Melam. So, we do have a constraint on that. Put that in. Right here you can see we need to be above flight level 070, which we are, 7,000 feet. Doesn't have the constraint for Melam, but we are... Actually, never mind. We have no constraint because that's for... you always got to read these charts. You got to look closely on the charts right here. So you can see Melam, but it's for Melam 1 Juliet and 1 Mike. You're below flight level 170. We are Melam 1 Hotel, so that's why there's no constraint. Never mind. Ooh, look at that. Going through the clouds now.
Go fair 754, and right heading 245.
Right heading 245, go fair 754.
Go fair 754, continue descent, flight level 30.
Continue descent, flight level 30, go fair 754.
Pakistan 213, contact Karachi Center 126.5. 126.5, Pakistan 213. Karachi Center, Pakistan 213, Mela 1 Hotel, departure at flight level 150, climbing flight level 170. Pakistan 213, radar contact, continue climb
1,000 to
flight
go.
level 380. Continue climb flight level 380, Pakistan 213.
Alright, continue our climb. Off of go. Flight level 380. So I kind of mentioned it in the introduction, or as we were kind of getting set up. Day off today and day off until January 4th. So, all right, Denny Riz Kiawan, thank you for the subscription. All right, here we have. My name is Fatima Rashida bint Usha Al-Awazem. Calling YT. Welcome in. Glad to see you. Man, we got some... Everyone's showing up today, but I suppose everyone's going to start getting in on the Christmas vacation here, or the holidays. Lots of people getting off. I mean, next week, technically we're not off. I think we're closed on Christmas, or Christmas Eve and Christmas. So Sunday and Monday, Miller might be shut down. Our brewery might be shut down, so we don't have anything to do. I'm not sure about that. I know New Year's Eve and New Year's is, so it's kind of weird. I don't know if Christmas and Christmas Eve. That's the weird way of the company. But basically, I asked off for the 23rd, 24th, 25th. I was like, I want to have Christmas weekend off. We're going out to see family on the 23rd. We're going to do stuff on the 24th, obviously, and then the 25th. Those are the days I asked off. This week I got, basically just because everything's slowing down, we have fewer hours, and so I basically worked a 7 straight, worked this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Well, Tuesday I took off because I smashed my toe the other night, and so I took Tuesday off. I called in, but I would have worked Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then half day yesterday. So I would have gotten 42 hours, but I only got 30 because I didn't come in on Tuesday. So that really set up good, because then I get the 21st, 22nd, 23rd off. Okay, 24th, 25th for Christmas, and then I was expecting, okay, well, I'll get maybe 4 days between Christmas and New Year's. And boss called me in the office like, hey, do you want to? I don't know what he was asking me about, but I said, or he's like, oh, have you taken vacation yet? Right? You know, did you take vacation for next week? I'm like, why? Everything's slow. I'm like, I guess if you want to, burn a week vacation and give me my pay, and if that helps you out. And so I have next week off, because he basically was just trying to get, I think he's got 3 guys working next week, each of them getting like 36 hours, which, and usually there's 7, 8, 9, 10, I mean, he's a ton of us, but this is usually when you burn your vacation time right now. And and then I think I asked off. Well, and then obviously New Year's 31st and the 1st are off. And then I asked off for the 2nd and the 3rd as well. So, because my son's birthday's on the 2nd, and I was like, well, I'll take off for that. That way we have the day. And then I took off the 3rd, because then I don't have to think about, pushing people out of our house, and because we'll probably have people over in the evening, and I usually go to bed decently early, and if we're doing stuff, it's going to end up being a late evening. And so I'm off until the 4th. So we're going to be doing hopefully a lot of flying. Hey, sup for you, sup. Fatima works on Christmas. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. That's just kind of the way things are going now, where just any holiday, I mean, doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't seem we... I think some people work on Christmas because it's not a holiday for, it's not their holiday. But then other people... But increasingly, even holidays that are, national everyone holidays, like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is, not really a, I mean, there are religious connections to it, but it's not a, it's not a specific, it doesn't have to be a specific religious holiday, religion holiday, but it's kind of a national holiday, and we don't all get off on Thanksgiving anymore. Especially if you work in the service industry. It seems like more and more people are, because, well, you got to have your Thanksgiving, your pre-Black Friday sales. So I wouldn't be surprised. I bet you there's people who are working, at malls and department stores and all the various places that are going to have to come in, on afternoon of Christmas or something, in restaurants and all that, where it's gonna be like, oh, well, you got to come in because we want to have our pre whatever, what is the day after Christmas, what's that called, but we want those, we got to be the first store open. Never sleeps anymore. And of course you have the truckers and all the people that they're working kind of just around the clock. I mean, I've always taken off. I've always asked off for Christmas, because I'm like, if I don't, I'm going to be the one stuck out there. Yeah. Of course, my boss calls me in. Well, he doesn't call me in. It was around noon, and that was when I was going home, and I was, he had a beer in there he was holding for me, some cases of beer that we get for Christmas every year. And I was waiting for my wife to pick me up, because I usually walk to work, but carrying a bunch of cases of beer is kind of hard. from Oman. Cool. Yeah, work at the bazaar. That's awesome. Market's always so cool. I mean, I've never been to a bazaar. Haven't been to the Middle East yet, or to that part of the world yet. But I've been to markets, street markets in China, and it's kind of the similar thing. We just don't have that in the U.S. But so many other places in the world, that's the way it is. Alright, so we're skirting down the, just south of I was gonna ask where Oman is. I know where Oman is, but I wasn't sure if I was thinking right. But yeah, we're gonna be flying. We're gonna be crossing the Gulf of Oman over to United Arab Emirates. We're not gonna be flying into Oman, into Muscat. We've already done that. But part of me is thinking that when we finish this world tour, that it might keep going. We might just start flying to these places again. We'll see. Or do random flights. And there's a lot of places where we've flown to, and it'd be cool to revisit them as we've gotten better airports, better sceneries. Things have come out since I flew to them 2 years ago or whatever it was when I flew to a lot of these places in this part of the world, because we're coming up on the end of this world tour and getting back to sort of where we started, almost where we started. So we're flying right now. We're flying along the coastline, the southern coastline of Pakistan. That's kind of weird because my camera's hovering right over the first officer. That's what that is. That's her head. Yeah, that's what we're doing there. Yeah, so I go in the office. I'm just gonna wait in there, and they were working on my boss and the assistant were working on the schedule, and he asked if I had taken vacation time because he's trying to get everyone their hours, but he can only schedule so many people because the brewery's like, well, we only need this many people. We don't want you scheduling more than this many people because there's not gonna be a ton of work, and we don't want to pay for be overstaffed. And so I go in there and I say, okay, yeah, throw me on for vacation. I don't have any plans right now. Vacation-wise, we're kind of just in budget mode. Yeah, exactly. That's the bazaars are so much more. It's it's not just going bazaars, those open air marketplaces like that. It's a community place. It's a place that like I'm saying, it's so similar. It's like what it was in China, where you had these street markets, and unfortunately, even in China, they're starting to kind of fade away, which is sad because it's like, no, they're becoming like, okay, they're becoming less just these organic markets, the traditional thing, and they are becoming a little commercialized in the sense that it's like, oh, here's an open street market, like here's a touristy place you can go. But I think
1,000 to go.
Maybe that's just my feeling, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's what they are. Not tourist traps, but that they are. Obviously, they are commercial. It's a marketplace. But yeah, you go there, and you got all the sellers, and obviously all those sellers, they have those stalls next to each other, and it's so different from when you have a storefront. Well, it's similar similar in the U.S. with main streets, when we had main streets. Our version.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you
our
and
more
you're
modern
enjoying
version,
this
or
so far.
at least in the last couple hundred years version of like where you had your main street,
to arrive on time as planned.
And everyone had their shops. You knew who your fellow shop owners were next to you. And it's the same thing in the marketplace. But what's really cool about these marketplaces, these open air marketplaces, is that you have just everyone hawking all their wares, but then you also have all the food little stands between, and as you're and because it's more outdoors, it's a little more rough, and It's not a big deal. You of course you're walking around with food on a stick almost. It's like in the U.S. we only really experience this now as, the mall is kind of that, like the mall in the 80s, the 1980s became this thing that basically was recapturing, for the car-centric society we've become, recapturing the concept of walking on Main Street, or and going in and out of shops and grabbing a bite to eat and walking down the street with your food and walking into a shop and doing all that stuff. And it's so, that, like the mall, or we have these open air malls too, where it's like the same. It's like all you've done is just recreate what we already had, but now you have a big giant parking lot over there so we can all park our cars and then come here and do this. But I just remember in China it was so cool because you walking along, and and with the open air markets, you don't have to go into a shop usually. Everything's right there, and people are just bustling, and it's usually super busy, and you got bugs on sticks, and and you could just, it's so much your window shopping, and everyone's, there's just stuff going on, and then you have like some food shops where they have like maybe they have like 5 or 6 chairs and a few tables set up, and people are sitting there eating or drinking or whatever it is, and it's just, we just don't have that in the US. We have Costco. You go to Costco and you have a big giant cart, and you're buying 500 boxes of 500 diapers at a time, or I don't know. Buying 500 diapers at a time makes sense. It's economical, but it is kind of funny just watching people with just these giant carts and the consumerism, and everyone's in their own little bubble. No, they're it's just get in, get out, and we just don't have that anymore. Or we do, like we only have that we have recreations of it at special occasions, like county fairs and state fairs, and festivals, that we usually have to pay to get into. We have to pay to get into this facsimile of a marketplace situation, and then we have to pay we have to pay premium prices for all the products there, because they might be premium. I take that back, because if you're going, a lot of the sellers, maybe they're not, they have premium prices because they are handcrafted artisans usually, selling, they're not mass-produced stuff from China usually. But like any of the food stuff is all overpriced, because, where else are you gonna get food? We control all the food, because you've come in through the gate, you've gotten your wristband or your stamp, you paid $20 to get into this fair, into this fantasy world. It's like Disney World, it's like Disneyland, all those things where it's like you go in and it's like they have the Disneyland Main Street, and it's like, you used to be able to just live on a street like this and go to an ice cream parlor and pay 5 cents for an ice cream, as opposed to $20. You pay hundreds of dollars to get into Disneyland, and then you go and you walk around a facsimile of a Main Street, with some Disney characters walking around too. But it's like, hey, we need to grab some food because we're going to be here all day, and let's get an ice cream, or let's get a soda, or let's get just a water, and it costs you at least $10 for everything. So, that's the thing. That's something I miss about China. Is that you go to the marketplace, you go to these things, and you can buy. You're buying inexpensive. Especially in China, everything's so affordable. Or especially, for me at least, because I was on a little bit of a higher income, I guess. But even, for everyone, you're because the prices are, more in line with what people actually have for income in that country. And of course some of these places, especially the more touristy trap places, even in China where, well, this is kind of what always made me feel like it was touristy trap, but maybe it wasn't. It was just kind of like, it just made good business sense that you'd have like these old, well, they were kind of touristy because they were like these old market streets, or, you know, there would be some of those where it's like, oh, here's the old part of town where you got the old Chinese buildings, and they have it really kept up and really nice, kind of like Chinatown, but like in China, so it's like legit. But they'd have the, like on one end or the other, there'd be like a little McDonald's, whether it was a full McDonald's or if it was just like, you know, the ice cream products. And in China they always had like this jingle with McDonald's. I think it was McDonald's jingle, but it was very, you know, it was very kind of that Asian, had an Asian spice to it, let's say. And you could hear it for everywhere. You'd hear it just, it was, and it would be on a loop too. It'd just be on this constant loop, so you'd hear it like every 5 seconds. You'd get like maybe a 5-second pause between it playing. But sometimes that was comforting. And it's almost as China to me as anything else is McDonald's, you know, China, you know, McDonald's in China. Even though KFC is bigger there. Alright. Didn't turn the seatbelt signs off. Let the poor passengers walk about. We're at our cruise. Oh, you know what? Let me take a look here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign, so you are now free to around the cabin. However, we recommend that you link
I want to say.
times during the flight. Thank you.
Now let's see if I can show my. Just want to. I know I'm gonna screw this up. Like this. There we go. Do that. Oh, I see. Oops. Alright, I think I figured out what I was doing. Lock these things down so I don't make a mess of. Alright. That's what I want to do. This stuff. Okay, here's what I wanted to show you. So this is self-loading cargo. This is the passenger manifest, and I just noticed because when they updated it, when they had the big update a few months ago, when it got to 1.6 after years of waiting for this update, part of the things it said was that self-loading cargo would include regionalized names, localized names. And for the longest time, you know, since when 1.6 came out, the names weren't really regionalized. And we can tell on our stream, or I can tell when I'm flying these flights, because we've been flying in Asia, and now we're in the Middle East. So the names should be a little bit more Asian or Middle Eastern, right? Or Indian or whatever. Well, I just noticed here, well, here we got Alana Van Mol. Okay, that's a little, I mean, I don't know if that's Middle Eastern. I mean, none of the, maybe Yasser Galal, that's a little bit, right? So I was like, oh, okay, those names are a little bit different. They're not super just generic American. Let's go to passenger manifest. Okay. Skoog, Dara Rasami. Okay, these names are a little bit Indian, Pakistani. Definitely looking a little bit more regional or localized. Of course, not everyone, because not everyone on a flight is from there, or, you know, obviously there are expats and all that stuff. But definitely a little bit more of a variety of names here. You know, Amina El Sad, it's pretty cool. I mean, of course you got Ukwo Morishita, so he must be on a trip or something. I mean, but Mohammed Rizwan Raza, I mean, okay. I mean, yeah. Actually, seems like a real spread of names here, actually. I mean, you got some Greek and, you know, Nicolo Paulos. But again, we're going to Dubai, so maybe the names are like that, that's why. But pretty cool. I was waiting for that. I was like, is he actually going to do it? PAC-X had that for the longest time. So PAC-X is basically, for me, I think Passenger 2 is coming out, which is a pretty good, looks like it's going to be a pretty good passenger experience simulation add-on for flight simulators. But I've had for the longest time self-loading cargo and PAC-X. I bought them both back in with X-Plane. And PAC-X always had the localized names, which is always really cool because, like, okay, if you're flying in Japan, most of the names, especially if you're flying a domestic flight, most of the names are going to be Japanese. If you're flying in the U.S., of course, most of the names are going to be more, you know, more English, Anglo-Saxon, you know, American names. But when you did those flights, there was a good mix because obviously America, we have that mix. We're not just, you know, John Smith, but the majority is going to be more. And then obviously if you're flying in Africa or you're flying in the Middle East, you're going to have a lot more Mohammeds and El Seds and kind of stuff like that. You know, or India, you're going to have more, right? So pretty cool to see that. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. I just noticed it because there's been an update. I updated self-flying cargo, probably a week ago, week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So now we have, it's integrated with GSX, which is nice. All right, so we're kind of, I think we've already made our turn. Eventually we're going to kind of start going across the Gulf, actually, and I think we're going to fly towards, our route is actually flying, I think we're going to fly towards Muscat, and then we're going to turn and fly along the coast, north of the coast. Let's see. My home is 2 floors with an open-air roof. Cool. Yeah, that's very, you know, very kind of the traditional kind of home there where you have the... Well, is it 2 floors and then you have the roof, which is open, so it'd be like a 3rd floor, but it's not enclosed? Or is it 1 floor and then the roof, and the roof is the 2nd floor? Either way, that's that's the very traditional. I mean, that'd be so cool. There's one channel I watch, or I've been, like, when I'm skimming through YouTube, you know, just binge watching YouTube shorts and doing the doom scroll. She's a creator out of I think she's in Uganda, and she's always showing, you know, how she lives her life. Just the traditional stuff. It's like, and then answering questions because people always leave in the comments like, oh, why? Let's see, not Roderick. Thanks for the sub. Thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for the sub. Okay, now is this the same? I don't know if this is. See, the Arabic names, they get me. No, that's different. Okay, so that's someone else who subscribed. Thank you. Again, I can't read. I'm not good. I can't read Arabic. I wonder if there's a way. Can I like copy and maybe here? Let me do something. We're gonna get to the bottom of this because I want to be able to say your names and not have to sit here and look stupid. Like, oh. I mean, even if someone came up with a Chinese name, I'd probably have a hard time just getting it really quick, even though I know much more Chinese than Arabic. Let's see, can I just translate that? Let's see. How do I do it? Google Translate, maybe? Like, I don't even need it to be translated. I just need it to be put into, you know, Roman characters. Let's see. We can do it. Wait. Why does it look different? Well, Fatima, did you just subscribe? Because it's saying that that's the same name. It's weird. But they look... It looks different. That's kind of confusing me. Well, no, that's weird. Yeah, it is the same name. Like on YouTube chat, like on my actual YouTube chat box, it is the same. So thanks for the sub, Fatima. I was trying to get down. It's like, wait, someone else sub? Also, not Roderick. Thank you very much. But so on my YouTube, like the actual YouTube chat box, the characters are exactly the same. But then on my Ninja chat, and I don't know if when it showed up on the screen, for some reason, the characters were completely different for your name, which is very weird. I'm like, literally when you chat, your name shows up one way with the Arabic characters. And then when it says thanks for subscribing, it's completely different Arabic characters. But when I copy it, but when I go over to my YouTube chat, they're the same. But when I copied it from the YouTube chat to get the translation, I see, because there's no way. Look at that. Is that not that? Right? That doesn't even, it's even different there. So when Stream Elements, when I post it up on the screen here like this, the characters are different from what are showing up on my Ninja chat. Okay, let me compare these two. See how you got that little at the end there? It's really weird. And then on this one, different. That's weird. Or is it just back? Or is it just posting it backwards? Yeah, you know what it's doing. Well, but even on my Ninja chat it doesn't. But it's, I think your name is backwards, right? It puts your characters the wrong direction when it says thanks for subscribing. It completely reversed your name. So Stream Elements, when it shows it on screen, has it right. I mean, except for reversing it between these two. But on my on my Ninja chat, which is it's a little thing that combines my YouTube chat and Twitch chat into one thing, it doesn't have the right characters at all. Now, if I look on YouTube, if I actually look on the actual YouTube chat box over here, it does have it. And it has them in the right order, too. It's so weird. That's so weird. That is very interesting. That's why I was confused. But again, thank you, Rashida. Oh, yeah. How do I like shorten your name so I don't say the whole name? Or do I just say like the first like Fatima? Fatima? Or Fatima Rashida? Let me know so I'm not just randomly throwing out. Let me know how you'd like to be addressed. Thank you very much for the subs today, guys. Alright, what are we looking at time here? An hour? I was thinking, it's like, should I use some time acceleration? I don't think so. I think we're... Ah, yeah. Wait. Oh, okay. You guys didn't see what I see because my screen cuts off. Because I have a widescreen, so I have another, like, inch or whatever that I can see off the edge. So this is what I just saw and kind of freaked. Yeah, there it is. I just saw an eye. But here, let's go back. Put your head up. What are you doing? So I kind of, I went over. I was like, ugh. That kind of scared me. I forgot my camera is like right over. Let's go on our camera. Oh, there we go. Not much to see on this side. Go in here. There we go. So I think you should be able to faintly, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can hear the dinging every once in a while. Can you hear that? Can you hear the dinging every time the passengers are asking for a little bit of service or whatever?
SpiceJet 015, proceed direct Tango Uniform, then as filed.
Proceed direct Tango Uniform, SpiceJet 015.
I need to figure out this. I screwed up this display capture now, so it's like the background's all kind of weird. The transparency. There we go. I'll have to fix that later. But yeah, here's the, so you can see the passengers. This is really cool. If you've never used self-loading cargo, here's a little showing you self-loading cargo. What's really cool is you can click on any passenger, kind of get some information about them. Unfortunately, now I have to make my... There we go. Definitely need to fix the my display capture. It's a little all funky and wrong. That actually looks right now. Kind of. I don't know. Anyway, so you can just click on any passenger and get some information about them. So here you got Mona EK. Interesting. She's in business class, 07C, seat 07C. You can look at stats. A little bit. I mean, it takes a little bit of realism out of it because how would you know all this? But it's kind of cool. Just a little mini game almost. How they feel about things, about the information, punctuality of the flight so far, what they're doing, reading a book, age, gender, if they're seated, if they're secured, if they're using the Wi-Fi, their interactions with the crew. You can even play as the character. You can say, "Hey, I want a hot towel." Let's request a hot towel. I mean, even down to the point where it's got like how long ago these interactions were by the down to the second. That's insane. Insane. But we just requested a hot towel. Now I don't know if something lights up here. Okay, there you go. Hello? I was wondering if I could have a hot towel, please. Ha, we aren't the Orient Express. I'm afraid you'll need to book first class next time if you want that. Oh, wow. Wow. Did you... Wow. Didn't... And then look at her. Wow, didn't realize I needed to be in first class to get basic things. Wow, okay. See, I haven't really dived into that. And so you can actually pick how luxurious your airline is, you know. And so depending on what airline I'm flying in, I kind of said it's like, oh, this is like a this is like a standard airline, or this is a low cost airline, or this is a highfalutin one where you're gonna have more service, and that will change how the service is and how they interact with the passengers, I guess, and how many food or drink services are available, different things like that. So. Wow, I asked for a hot towel, and wow, I didn't realize. Okay, let's request a pillow. So what's really cool is that when you do this, listen closely. Can you hear the flushing? Again, I don't know. I think you guys can. The flushing especially. And you can hear the flushing because there's 1, 2 toilets, 3 toilets. We can hear it very well in the cockpit too because there's a toilet right next to us. Okay, let's request a pillow. So, little ding, ding. Oh. So it's really cool because there's just always these little dings. Okay, Gabrielle. Okay, this time we got Gabrielle. Hello, can I have a pillow, please? Sure, I'll get one for you. Thanks a lot. There we go. All right, so we kind of. I hope a toilet becomes available soon. I feel like. Oh, okay. These are. So here's your toilets, and they are all occupied. I hope to make it to the toilet. Yeah, it seems like everyone's hitting those toilets. So a lot of just crazy stuff you can look at. Awaiting attention, so I think I gotta tell what are all the black dots people awaiting attention? No. Kinda hard to tell who's awaiting attention on that. Who's watching movies? I'm guessing the green dots are people watching movies? Yeah. The green dots. I think I could change the colors. See if I can change the colors because not to get crazy. Just messing with stuff right now. Yeah, I can't wait until they do the flight issues. There's a whole section where there's like medical issues, flight issues, things that exist in PACX, but I think Self-Loading Cargo has all this extra stuff that PACX doesn't have. So if you want a lot of weird stuff that you can waste your time on while you're flying, Self-Loading Cargo's for you. I think is there a place? Oh, oh no. Change some colors, which I might change eventually. Doesn't look like I'm meaning for that. For these little charts. So watching a movie using Wi-Fi. I wish I could just change this because this light green is very hard to see. Let me see if I can. Let me see. No. Oh, God. I thought I hit the wrong. I almost thought I heard. I almost had a heart attack there. There we go. Let's just make it opaque. Now I don't have to worry about you guys seeing through it and it looking wrong. Okay, and we can see things better. Slightly better. So there's your using Wi-Fi. What are these? Oh, okay, those are MTCs. I wish I could like zoom in on, make this bigger. You can just make the whole thing bigger. I don't want to make the whole thing bigger. See who's sleeping. And it even gives you like number of people doing it. It's only 14 people sleeping. Like boredom levels. Green means good. Yeah, you can see right there, boredom. No boredom at all. Anxiety levels. So no, I'm surprised no one's anxious at all. That blows my mind. No one's eating, no one's drinking. You can see the health bar. I'm not sure how. There's not really anything I can do about people's health, I think. lot of people need to go to the bathroom. Need toilet. 28.9% of the flight needs a toilet. This guy needs it bad. You need to get up and go over there. Definitely needs a toilet. Cameron Jimenez. Watching movie 75. Get out of your seat. Unbuckle your seatbelt. So if they are filled in, the circles are filled in. I'm not sure if it changes if with no filter. I don't think there's a way to see when you have it this way, but if you're on any of the filters, if the circle is open, that means that they are not secured. Their seat is unbuckled. Their seatbelt's unbuckled. If they are vice versa, if it is filled in, that means they have their seatbelt on. Oh, pretty cool there. Okay, we got flight 10. Oh, prepare food service. Okay, food service is gonna be coming soon. Yeah. Get out of your seat, dude. Did he move? Oh, wait. Oh, no, there he is. Dude, you gotta get up and go. There's a toilet right there. Get up and go. Come on, man. Get up and go. Request to use toilet. I don't know. Flight attendant's gonna come over. Well, I'm being mean. He's 75. Maybe he needs something. Thankful for being allowed to go to the toilet. You were always allowed. Seatbelt signs are not on. And I would say, okay, so right here you can see, okay, so this is a, oh, wait, am I also on? Oh, okay, so you can, I'm on a passenger and I'm on a cabin crew, so you can see like the cabin crew's path, like where she's going. Like Suzanne Bell's up there, preparing. You know, they kind of see their paths, what they're doing, who they're attending to. All these really, I mean, just all kinds of little things. Go to the toilet. It's always amazing. I had one flight, like when the update dropped for this a few months ago, 1.6, and I was able to use this again for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I did a flight. All the toilets were out of service for some reason. All the toilets went down. I don't know what happened. If some jerk went in there and took all the towels and jammed them in and clogged them. I have no idea what happened. But all the toilets were out of service. Every single one. Every single one. I'm talking in here, not in real life. Thankfully I've never been on a real life flight where all the toilets have gone out of service. I don't think I've been on a flight where any toilets have gone out of service, thankfully. And most of the flights I've gone on in my life have been of the variety of 12 or more hours. Flying between here and China. So thankfully I've never been on a flight like that. In fact, I've sometimes on those flights to or from China, I've gone in the bathroom and just sat in there for 10-15 minutes just to get out of my seat, because sitting in those little, you know, in a seat where, especially I'm 6'3", leg room is at a premium, right? You know, you go in the bathroom, you have a little bit more leg room, just a little bit. And you can get away from the smells. You get the smells of the bathroom, but if the bathroom's smelling okay, then not a big deal. I wouldn't sit in there for 15 minutes if it smelled like terrible and it was a mess. Usually they're pretty clean. They do a pretty good job on those long hauls. But yeah, especially flying to China, those flights get a little weird smelling. The different foods and stuff, and not that I hate the food, it's just like your stomach gets a little weird. Mr. Khan, we do have live weather. I do have live weather set. Well, let me see. Let me double check. Should be live weather. Oh, you mean live? I have live weather. I don't have live time. I'm surprised it's only 4:56. We must have gone different time zones. We're like about an hour and a half behind live time. But we should see the lights of Dubai, I think, as we're coming in the sun. We'll see. I just don't like flying completely at night. I love the approaches at night. I love flying into cities and seeing the lights and everything, but I hate flying these, you know, long, you know, over here because there's nothing to see. And then you have this, you know, unless there's a full moon, it's just a black screen. Yeah, so we do have live weather. Now, live weather does not mean live weather. Could be slightly behind. I'm looking at the radar at least. At least the radar I'm looking at doesn't have anything going on. Yeah, we're just cruising along. We're doing this real time. Might regret that. The reason I usually do time acceleration is to get these flights done by 9 o'clock, because that's when my son wakes up, my wife wakes up, everything kind of gets a little hectic. But I'm kind of enjoying the leisurely pace. So, and there's been just a lot more of you guys, or I'm going to say a lot more than usual. A lot more people in here. Seemingly coming in and checking in, especially on YouTube. Twitch, not so much. Twitch is always hard. It kind of annoys me because I don't know what I gotta do. I gotta get better at this. We'll see what happens. I was telling a story and I never got to the end of it, so maybe we'll get there eventually. But yeah, it's always interesting because I will jump around to different Twitch channels who are flying on Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I look at them and go, it's like, well, okay, why does this guy have so many followers, or he has so many people watching right now? It's, he's not doing anything special. He's literally right here. He might even have a camera on. Literally has no camera on. Literally not talking, and there's 100 people watching. Now, I get it. There are some channels where they have a trillion followers. Of course, you're going to have 100 people watching at any given time. But there's other channels where it's like, okay, he's got no overlay, he's got nothing. I can't discern anything that makes this channel like crazy special. I mean, yeah, he's okay. He's flying, not insanely. Like I was watching Dane Flats, and go check out Dane Flats if you're over there on Twitch. He's kind of, he's a pretty fun. I was looking at his about when it was on an ad loading in. And it was saying it's like, oh, he's about realistic, flying realistically, and all the timing realistic. And then his flight started, and immediately he was pushing back. I'm like, well, this isn't really realistic. He didn't do the whole setup. It's like, okay, I guess maybe he doesn't do that, but everything else is realistic. And but he's just got such a personality. No camera, but I was kind of hooked, and I could understand with him why he's got a bunch of viewers. I could understand it. There's others where it's like, okay, this guy's got 20 people and they're watching right now. Why? You know, and they're chatting and, you know, not even chatting always. I can understand, like, if there's actually a good chat going, and that's the thing, too. Oh, who knows? We'll figure it out someday. Alright, we can see Oman off in the distance there. I think we'll have a sunset. I'm betting every time I think we're gonna have a sunset arrival, it usually ends up being completely dark by the time we actually land. Like completely. We're not even fooling around with the sunset. It's just completely down. So I'm gonna say we're gonna come as we're approaching. We're gonna see the lights of Dubai in all their brilliance, because the sun's going to be completely set by the time we get there. That's what I'm going to say. That's my bet. That is what I'm going to say. Hear those toilets flush. Yeah, so as I was saying, I went into my boss's office, got the schedule set, and then he kind of says like, oh, you know, have you ever thought about, you know, would you be interested in doing my job, you know, having my job? And I'm thinking, you know, I just kind of said, yeah, whatever, because I mean, I've thought about it. There'd be, you know, move up on the chain of things, right? But not really my aspiration. And then it suddenly became serious. Like, you know, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be, you know, people are moving around, and I'm gonna be taking over my boss's job. And he's like, and they're asking for names of people they could, you know, look at to take over my job. And I'm like, you know, because the thing is, the timing of these things, it just blows me away. It's because, well, I'm looking at doing flight school and maybe going to becoming a pilot, and potentially going to a flight school where you know, it'd be quitting my job. I mean, obviously, eventually I'd quit my job, but like quitting my job soon and going to flight school. And now I don't have that all set up, and I don't know if even that's an option, or if I can get into the flight school right away, or if I have to go get my private pilot's license first, which is going to take some time if I'm doing it on my own time, and I would need more time, which this job would probably, it would afford me a little bit more time outside of work. I'd probably be busier at work, or I'd, you know, obviously a lot more responsibility, but outside I wouldn't be tied to having to work 12 hours a day just to make ends meet. It's a salary job where I'd probably be making as much as I'm making now, if not more, and not required to be sitting there 12 hours a day, you know, weekends off and stuff like that, right? So, you know, so I come home, tell my wife about this, and, you know, she's like, well, that's a great opportunity. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely part of it's the easier opportunity. Part of it, I don't know if it's something I really want to do, or if it's something I'm really cut out to do. And do I want to fly? Like, how bad do I want to fly? Do I want to fly over, you know, do I want to be a pilot? You know, part of me definitely does, and then part of me is like, you know, and there is the part where it's like, oh, but you're away from home a lot. But you do have a lot of time off, but you're away from home a lot, and it'd be and it's a lot. I mean, it's a 2, 3, 4 year plan to get to where I want to be in flying, and a lot of money. But you get there, a lot of money, a lot of opportunity, a lot of, you know, almost every pilot I've talked to is a ton of fun. I mean, they love their job. I mean, they love flying and getting paid to do it, getting paid a lot of money to do it, and being able to go places. But then you're not home all the time, and with, you know, getting, you know, this promotion, I'd definitely be able to be home more. In fact, I could be home almost all the time, because the insane thing, you know, what's crazy about this is that I live, like, if you've been watching my streams, if you know me at all, it's like I live literally right across the street that direction. Go out my front door. I don't go out my front door, I go out the side door here. But right in front of our house, go across the street, down the cliff, down the hill, which isn't that far. I mean, you know, 10, 15 feet away from the street, there's a fence, and then it's a sheer, almost, you know, it's a pretty steep drop off into our parking lots, where I drive around all day parking trailers. You know, that's one at the north end of our complex down there for Miller Brewery in Milwaukee, where I work. Now, I don't work for the brewery directly. We're contractors, and I do spotting, and I move trucks around, and we do, you know, and I'd be taking over the whole operation for our company Millis, that is contracted with Miller to provide them shuttle services between their warehouses off-site. The spotting, working on site, moving trailers around, and yeah, basically that's it. There's 3 different distinct things, but basically it's shuttling and being on site, moving stuff around with trucks. And, well, I'm right there. I walk to work every day. When I go to work, I walk. It takes me between 5 and 10 minutes to walk to where the office is. And so wouldn't have to change that at all. And
Hello.
Hi, Captain.
whether I have a laptop
If
or
everything is okay.
whether I can
Yeah,
hook it,
everything is
hook
fine.
into their
Thanks
system
for
on
asking.
my computer,
Give me a call if you
and,
need anything
which I
else.
would love to do, because then I'd have my 3 screens and I could literally just work from home most of the time. I mean, my boss, like, he even said that. He's like, yeah, you'd be able to work from home. I mean, you see me, I come in, and he lives like an hour away. So when he comes in, that's an hour in and then an hour back. That's 2 hours of his day. You know, so he'll come in, and most day, you know, on his busier days, it's like he's here 6, 7, 8 hours. But he's usually gone. I mean, he'll come in at 7, 8 in the morning. He's usually gone by 3. Right now, I start work at 6 and leave at 6. You know, but when it's slow, I mean, there'll be times where he comes in and I see his truck and he's there, and then, you know, maybe not, you know, 8, 9 in the morning, and then by 1, you know, 12, 1 in the afternoon, he's gone again. Like, I barely was able to say hi or say what I needed, or, you know, what's going on. So I'm like, well, okay. And the really cool thing is, like, well, for me, it's like I can hop over there. I can just run over there 5 minutes if I need to put out a fire, right? And work from here. Or I can sit there, you know, depending on what I want to do. Depending on my wife's schedule, depending on whatever. Plus, have weekends off. And even better, I think, this is even, you know, if I really want this job, here's a selling point, and maybe putting more pressure on myself for this, and maybe I shouldn't do this, but it's like, hey, anyone else, you know, if you're giving them weekends off, they're not right there to be able to put the fire out if they need to. I can go over there on the weekend, I'm right there, that if someone needs something, it's easier for me to go over there than, you know, one of the assistants, and have them, you know, have the employees call them, and they're one of them, you know, and they trade off. Like the night guy, he'll have the phone on one weekend. Well, he's the night guy. He's sleeping during the day. So if you call, you're waking him up. He's not going to really be able to help you. And he's not tied in. He's not there. You know, the assistants aren't there on the weekends either. So it's like, you know, I'm closer and more available. So, yeah, so that's what I got to think about. I got to figure out, you know. My wife is kind of leaning where it's like, well, you should take this out. And part of me wants to do this too. It's like, well, take the opportunity, do this. And maybe this is what maybe you find that you really want to do. This is something you really enjoy doing, actually. And it you know, maybe you find that this is where you're supposed to be, you know, and you're able to be home all the time. You know, money's still good. I mean, right, it's not airline pilot money, but it's, you know, but, you know, and then she said, you know, and she's like, well, then you could do that, and you'll have more time, so you could go get your, you know, if you still want to fly, you can go get your private pilot's license. And then if you decide that you really want to go and be an airline pilot, well, now you have a private pilot's license. Now you can go and get that school easily. Yeah. My only fear about that is like, well, okay, I'm just putting it off now another 5 years maybe, right? Or I'm going to put it off, and then it's going to, when I finally, maybe I decide, you know what, I feel like I should do this now. Then then the airline industry is going to be completely different, and it's not going to be like right now. It's, you know, if you have the hours and you're not a complete psychopath, the airlines are hiring you almost right now. I mean, unless you completely go in and just vomit on them and are a complete horrible human being, they're going to hire you because they need pilots. I don't know. I don't know, it's crazy. Completely crazy, because I was like, I mean, like, what if I had called, now, part of me is like, man, what if I had called the flight school I'm looking at last week, and they had told me, oh, you're going to have to get your private pilot's license on your own first, because just the demand for training is so high that they can be a lot more, the selection process is getting even tighter, just because they don't have as many spots or enough, you know, people to train. So they got to be a little bit more selective. It's like, hey, get your private pilots first, show that you have some commitment to this, then we'll go on from there. But I haven't called them yet. Well, now I'm like, well, should I call them? Because what if they say I can get in right away? Do I do that? Now I gotta, you know, I almost want to call them and then say, oh, get your private pilot's license first. Then I can go, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll do this, work on my private pilot on my own time, you know, and, you know, build a little bit more of a war chest also for when I do want to quit and go full steam into being an airline pilot. So, you know, and maybe get experience managing, like running something more than just my own school. I mean, it was, you know, when I say I ran our own school, you know, me and my wife, it's like we weren't running a big operation. It was me and my wife and dealing with the parents and getting them into, you know, the kids in to learn English. It wasn't like a, you know, okay, you got to do this paperwork and insurance, all that, right? Whereas this is going to have a little bit more of that, you know. But, no. But I'm guessing, I'm hoping that if I do go the manager route, at least for a few years here, that'll give me a little bit more time to stream. Maybe. We'll see. Probably. I don't know. Maybe it'll be complete opposite. I'll have no time. We'll see. We'll see how it is. And like he said, he just wants to, it's like, hey, are you interested? I'm going to throw your name, you know, do you want me to throw your name in there? Let me know. And, you know, maybe I get to the point, maybe I suck at the interview and they're like, yeah, you're not the right fit. Or maybe you know, they give me like, well, here's what you'd be paid. And I'd be like, yeah, you know what, not worth it, right? Because I'm looking right now, it's like I made $85,000 this year. That's working 12 hours a day and working a ton of overtime though. And my body feeling like crap, so. Mr. Khan Anas, what is the registration code of this aircraft? Well, I think this is wrong, because this says Air Canada, CFZQS. So, registration code, I'm assuming that'd be the tail number? I think would be the tail number, right? Well, the tail number of this plane is Alpha Papa 786. The Margala Magic Islamabad. Really cool livery for Pakistan International. Wow, 35 minutes to go, so we're going to be getting our approach information pretty soon, I would think. Look at this, I do this flight in real time and I didn't do any background work. Because usually if I do have a longer flight or I have time, I'll pop open Illustrator and prepare thumbnails and streaming elements, you know. I think, double check. I hope I have my streaming elements prepared for tomorrow. Otherwise I'll have to do that later. Yeah, we're getting close though. Yeah, I have healthcare already. Government keeps sending me, hey, do you want to get healthcare? I'm like, well, I currently have a job, but when I quit, yes. You have A380 aircraft. No, not yet. Fly-by-wire, so this plane is the, as you can see below here, on the little bar right down there. We got, like, literally right under my fingers, there's the airline, there's the, this one, right? Yeah, this one. There's the call sign Pakistan, the ICAO flight number 213. How do I do this? Kind of awkward. Right there. Need like a pointer. And right there is the Airbus A320neo fly-by-wire A32NX. So the plane is the Airbus A320neo that I'm flying right now. Fly-by-wire is a modding group that has modded this, because this is a plane that came with, this is one of the planes, one of the two or three airliners that came with Microsoft Flight Simulator out of the box. I think 2 of them come out of like the standard edition, the 747 and the A320. You can get the 787 if you get the premium deluxe version, which I did. And none of the stock planes are not the greatest. And the FlyByWire team came in and they made this plane. And I think that this plane is probably one of the best planes in Microsoft Flight Simulator, even with payware planes available. I have not picked up, like, there's the Phoenix A320, is the CEO, so the current engine option. Neo means a new engine option. I haven't picked that plane up because this plane is free with the game. I got it with the sim, and FlyByWire has modded it for free to make it a beautiful, operational, great plane. The Phoenix might be slightly better. I would expect that from a plane that you're paying 40, 50, 60, whatever dollars for it. Now, the FlyByWire team has been working on, while continuing to support this and upgrade this and get more things working in here and making it more and more and more of a good plane. The FlyByWire team is working on the Airbus A380, so I don't know, I haven't looked lately. I can kind of, let me check on, I'll have to look at their Discord. I don't have it right up here and I don't know, but they are working on it and they've been making progress, and I don't know how close they are to being done with it. And if they are done with it and I didn't know that, yeah, we're gonna have to do, if when it comes out, we're gonna do a stream. We're gonna do don't worry, there will be an Airbus A320 or 380 stream. So that will be coming. But currently we don't have an A380, but FlyByWire is working on a free one. And when I say free, it's not like just, it looks like a A380 and then just has this cockpit. No, they're doing a whole they're modeling everything. Please fly next with Emirates, Airlines, Dubai to another country. Well, I don't think we're doing Emirates next. We did. You missed an Emirates one, huh? No, we didn't miss an Emirates one because. No, we did an Etihad one. Yeah, I don't think we're doing any Emirates coming up. But yeah, I will definitely can do a Emirates flight eventually. Won't be the next flight. Next flight we're going to be flying. We're going to be on Cam Air, flying out of Dubai up to Afghanistan, to Kabul. So part of the world tour. So I'm trying to, like, these morning streams right now, I'm trying to just knock out my world tour. We have let's see how many more flights. Does it help me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to about 13, 14, 15 more flights, depending on what I do with the last two. I have a flight that I want to try to figure out how I can fly to Antarctica. I don't know if that's going to happen. And I do have a flight to St. Pierre and Miquelon over in Canada, which is actually on the world tour here coming up, no, don't have any Gulf Air. We did fly Gulf Air way back. I don't know what episode that was, but if you do look, you could probably find it. I'm going to be up. Well, they don't have the. Yeah, you could probably find it. I can't remember, but it'd be way back, probably a year or two ago, because I did fly Gulf Air, an earlier flight here when we were in the Middle East. Near the start of the world tour. We're kind of on the tail end now, so we're finishing up the last few countries. But yep, I have flown Gulf Air. We have flown Emirates, and definitely I would, if you have a specific flight you'd like to see, go over to the Discord. Look in the description below. I have a Discord. Join the Discord. There's a flight request page. Put in your, like, if it's a specific flight, put in the flight number, the airline, which plane you'd like to see, and I would try to do that at some point. Like I said, we have 15 more World Tour flights after that. It's kind of, we're going to be doing random flights and viewer requested flights. I mean, there's a lot of requests, and believe me, I love flying out of Dubai and flying in the Middle East, so don't worry. Let me know what you'd like to see, and we'll get to it eventually. for sure. And the thing is, the world tour. Don't think it's gonna take too long, because the world tour flights, we got 15 or so more left. I'm off for the next 2 weeks. We're gonna knock most of those out in the next 2 weeks. So we're probably it was looking like probably early February we'd be done with the world tour. We're probably gonna be done beginning of January. So not gonna be too long here.
Hello.
We're gonna be getting a flight in at least one flight in every day.
Not at the moment, thanks.
No problem. If you change your mind, just give me a call.
All right, let's get a. The only thing that kind of takes away sometimes is bad flickering. I still haven't figured that out. If anyone can tell me, leave that in the comments. How do I fix this flickering problem? I have an AMD graphics card, the 6800 XT. So if that's something that helps. We'll go out here in this view. Yeah, but coming up, we have Cam Air. We're going to fly 2 Cam Air flights in the Boeing 737-700. First one's going to go from Dubai to Afghanistan. Then from Afghanistan, we're going to fly to Uzbekistan, to Tashkent. Then we have a very short flight. It's only going to be about half an hour from, and we'll be on Uzbekistan Airways in the Airbus A320 again. And that's to Tajikistan, Dushanbe, Tajikistan. Then we're going to fly out to China, China Southern Airlines in the 737-800 Boeing. A couple flights in China Southern Airlines, out to China, to Urumqi, and then back to Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, and that's going to be a long one, about 4 hours. Then we're going to jump on Turkmenistan Airlines, fly over to Kazakhstan, then Air Astana over to Kyrgyzstan, then Jazeera Airways over to Kuwait, Shamwing to Syria, and then we'll get on Syrian Arab Airlines over to, we're going to go to Abu Dhabi on that flight, go back in kind of a setup flight. And technically there's a few flights here where we're kind of flying to the same country a few times that we've already done. But these just kind of, I like to just fly point to point to point. As it, you know, I have to get on this plane to get to there. So flying into Abu Dhabi on Syrian Arab Airlines, and then we'll take Saudia over to Saudi Arabia. And then we'll hopefully, if I can get it to work, I need to get this livery to work, or I have to make the livery. They're going to fly on Yemen Airways, Yemenia, fly down to Aden International Airport. And then from there is the last flight we're going to fly in a row, like point to point to point to point to point. We're going to fly Palestinian Airlines over to Yasser Arafat International Airport, which no longer exists in real life, or is the defunct airport. You can't use it. But we're going to fly there because we are in the sim, and we're a completist. After that, we're going to probably jump over to Montreal and fly over to St. Pierre and Miquelon in the ATR, and then see if we can set up a flight to Antarctica, and that'll be it. We'll have hit every country in the world that we can possibly get to via airplane. There's a few territories and little places on the map that I just can't get to. There's literally no way to get to them because they don't have an airstrip. They don't have. Well, why don't you just land in the bush? Well, yeah, that'd be one way to do it. If it wasn't an island in the middle of the Pacific or the middle of the Indian Ocean or the South Atlantic, and 10 hours away from anything else. You know, sorry, the only plane I'm going to be able to take in there is a big plane, and I need a runway, and there's no runways, no airports. The island's not big enough. So, yeah, coming up on it. Can you fly Qatar? Yeah, we can fly Qatar. Don't. Yeah, we have. I've flown Qatar. I've flown every airline you've asked so far. I've flown them. There are past flights with them, and again, you can request flights, and I would love to fly Qatar Airways again, and Gulf Air, and all of them. Yep. Like I said, I want to fly these airlines that are coming up here on my world tour. I have these set up. And like I said, will probably most likely knock most of those flights out, and then I'll be left going, what am I going to do now? You know, or, you know, and like I said, start requesting, go on the Discord, start requesting flights. I'll start setting stuff up for them and make sure that we're ready to go, and we'll definitely be streaming. And maybe I'll throw in a few of these. Maybe we won't do all world tour every day here, but maybe we'll do some requested flights as well. So the best place to do it, like, you can request a flight here, but I won't have a record of it. So like, go on the Discord and request it there. Unless you tell me that there's no way you can use Discord, then I can make an exception. But that's the best place to do it, because then it's there. I can always look back and go, okay, yeah, there's a requested flight. Let's do that one. If you put it in the chat here, if I don't write it down, a specific flight, it won't happen, or I won't have a record of it. But yeah, I'm totally up for some more flights here in the Middle East with some different airlines. Like I said, there's a bunch of airlines that I'm looking forward to flying here. I'm looking forward to flying Jazeera Airways, Shamwing, Syrian Arab, Saudia again. I mean, we've already done that one. I'm trying to get Yemenia and Palestinian Airlines deliveries to work for that, but I haven't had any success. I don't know why. It worked with Shamwings, what I did to get that one to work. Alright, 22 minutes supposedly. Trying to figure out why they didn't give us a... They never gave us a... Yeah, they never gave us a transponder code. I don't like 7,000. I want something else. Let's do that's one I usually get. That is. Probably doesn't matter. Alright, well, what we could do, we can go in here. You have controls.
I have control.
Alright. We'll go ATSU, AOC menu, weather request, send. I'm also going to get the ADIS, which will have a lot of the same information. It'll also let us know the runways that they're using. Now I'm not on VATSIM right now. But I think, yeah, Dubai is on. So today would have been a good day to, but I don't like to just jump. I need to be in the right. I need to have all my stuff set up to do VATSIM. I don't have it all. I need to make sure I get that all set up. Because, yeah, Dubai's got full coverage. Oh, well. But I figured they'll have full coverage. And almost, like I said, when we do... That's going to probably be my thing. Once I finish this world tour, I'm going to start getting into trying to work my way more into doing more VATSIM. Yeah. We're just going to use the FS HUD ATC and the AI traffic and... Alright, so we have a company message. Go right here to received messages. There's the MEDAR, so we'll print that out. So this is from, now this time is not real time, but you can compare this 1400 Zulu. It's like an hour ago. Okay. winds 330 degrees at 10 knots, so we'll probably be getting, we should get runway, let's see, what do they have for runways? Right now we're planning on 30 left, yeah. We should get one of the, either 30 left or 30 right, depending which runway they're using for departures and landing, because that's the way the wind is. 10 knots.
213, expect to 5 Charlie, arrival with ILS, approach, runway 30 right, report when ready for descent.
Expect to 5 Charlie,
And as I was saying, we're
ILS,
going to get
approach,
one, either
runway
left or right,
report when
runway
ready
30.
for descent, Pakistan 213.
Okay, so we got Puva 5 Charlie arrival. A little bit better than the other one. Runway 30 right. They say ILS approach. Full dot. Alright. Let's go down here and change this because we're not going with our planned one. Glad I looked in there. I didn't even have it set up completely. Alright, ILS.
Etihad 387, proceed direct Romeo Oscar Victor Oscar Sierra.
There it is. ILS 30 right.
Direct Romeo Oscar Victor Oscar Sierra,
Puva 5 Charlie. Full dot. No transition otherwise. Insert. No discontinuities. Looks perfect. Here. Don't really need the ADIS at this point because, well, we still have the ADIS. Alright, so departure and arrival, Juliet at time 1400 Zulu, departure runway 30 right, arrival runway 30 left, and 30 right, okay. Surface wind 330 at 10 knots, visibility 10 kilometers, temperature 25, dew point 14, QNH 1016.
5 Delta, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 31 right, report when ready for descent.
A means...
Expect Romeo Oscar Victor Oscar 5 Delta, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 31 right.
During pushback and taxi, squawk assign transponder code, arrival squawk assign transponder code until on stand.
Etihad 387, ready for descent.
Print that if we want. Oh, okay.
Etihad 387, descend 6000, QNH.
So we are ready for descent.
Descend 6000, Etihad 387.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you enjoyed flying with us so far.
Pakistan
We'll be starting our descent in just a few minutes.
QNH.
The arrival weather forecast is looking good, so it should be a nice easy approach to the airport.
Pakistan 213.
We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly. Once we do begin our descent, please listen to the cabin crew carefully and pay attention to any instructions they provide. Please also monitor the seatbelt sign during our approach. Thanks very much for flying with us, and I'll speak to you again shortly.
Okay, so it's very interesting. Lately, I've been getting they've been letting me descend like right away. So maybe I don't have to. I don't know if I'm supposed to say ready for descent right away or I wait until I want to descend. Maybe I'm supposed to wait because you see we're no need for descending. So. Let's
1,000 to go.
Let's try it this way because, well, they told us to send. Actually, yeah, because who knows, they might cut off some of that approach. So yeah, they said we can descend. We'll go with the ATC. Let's not screw around here. There we go. We're already in descent. Whatever. No big deal. Yeah. We're definitely going to be seeing the lights because there goes the sun. As always. Alright, so enter destination data. We'll go here to approach phase. Get our QNH is 1016. Temperature 25.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit.
Wind 330 at
As you
10.
may have noticed, we've begun our descent. Depending on the destination air traffic, we should be landing in around 20 minutes. In the meantime, I will be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. After that, the seatbelt sign will be illuminated and you'll need to stay seated until after landing. On that note, if you need to use a toilet, then you should try to visit one now as they will be closed during the approach. For now though, I will wish you a very good afternoon once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while once we've landed.
Alright, so get our Puval 5 Charlie chart up. The transition level is flight level 150, 15,000. That's where we'll go to the local pressure of 1016. So you see at Puval, we're going to be above 11,000 feet, no, below 11,000 feet at 230 knots. Pupor, we're going to be at 210 knots above flight level, or above 8,000 feet. Come on in. Delta Bravo 530 below 7,000, and they could, depending on where we are altitude wise or how the traffic is, they could cut us off right here or right here. So you got this extended, lots of different points where they could have us turn early. So by Delta Bravo 508, we got to be at 185 knots. And we'll go on to our approach chart. ILS runway 30 right. Localizer India Delta Bravo Romeo 110.9. Final approach course 299. This will all be populated automatically by the Airbus, by the FMS. At 7:59, Delta Bravo 759, we need to be at 3,000 feet. And I believe that's where we will capture the glide slope. Airport elevation 62 feet. Got all the different frequencies. If we miss our approach, climb direct to 755 right there. Then on track 314 to 756 at 4,000 feet. Then turn left on track 224 to egg knot and hold at 4,000 feet. Alright, here's a cross section. 3,000 feet is our glide slope capture. 299 degrees. And our minimums. I always forget our categories. I think category 1 is. You have to forgive me. I always mix up my categories. But there's our minimums. Let me get back to you. We're also, I believe we're a C for the aircraft. I always get my categories backwards.
Pakistan 213. Contact Emirates Center 124.85.
124.85. Pakistan 213. Emirates Center, Pakistan 213, inbound Gizmo at flight level 310, descending 8,000.
I think we do Cat. I mean, Cat 1 is basically you can visual. Cat 3 is if you're very low visibility, but this plane is capable of that. So I'm not sure if you do what you're capable of or just what you need. Because Cat 3 would have a minimum of 50 to make that decision. I think we'll do that. I think that's how it works. I usually do like Cat 1, I think. I usually do the higher minimum, so I can make my decision higher, I guess. I don't know why. You'd actually want to make it as low as you can, right? Alright, so 50 will be our minimum. Because we are Cat 3 capable. Basically, Cat 3 up the plane it's got 2 of everything: 2 pilots, 2 landing systems, or landing system receivers, ILS receivers. It basically can take you down and land. The plane can land itself. That's going to be Cat 3.
Pakistan 213, proceed direct fuel. Proceed direct fuel, Pakistan 213.
Alright, so now you can see that green dot coming. So we've been kind of slowly descending. Now the green dot's coming. So sometimes I do this where, and I've actually been fine now, but what we could have done is we could have descended a lot quicker and then we wouldn't have to descend it. But this isn't even bad to descend 2,200 feet. It's not bad at all. And since we actually do have, I can actually use the ground spoilers now, the speed brakes, and they actually work. There goes the sun. That's what we're going to do. We'll just let the VNAV do its thing. Hopefully our performance doesn't go completely in the tank as we're coming into Dubai.
Sky Dubai 14, fly heading 300, cleared ALS, approach at 3000, runway 30 right, report established on localizer.
Fly heading 300, cleared ALS, approach at 3000, runway 30 right, report established on localizer, Sky Dubai 14.
Emirates 9404, heavy, continue descent 5000, cleared cooling 6 Zulu, arrival.
Continue descent 5000, clear Papa Uniform Victor Alpha 60, arrival, Emirates 9404, heavy.
Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango, cleared Victor Uniform Tango Echo 3 Charlie, arrival. Cleared Victor Uniform Tango Echo 3 Charlie, arrival, 7 Mark Tango. Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy, cleared, route 3 Charlie, arrival.
Clear Victor Uniform Tango Echo 3 Charlie, arrival, Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy.
Emirates Center, Etihad 387, at flight level 190, descending 6,000.
Sky Dubai 14, established on localizer.
Etihad 387, radar contact, proceed direct Romeo Oscar Victor Oscar Sierra, continue descent 6,000, QNH 1018. Proceed direct Rotor, continue descent 6,000, Etihad 387. Sky Dubai 14, continue
Start being able to
approach.
see Dubai over there.
Continue approach, Sky Dubai 14.
Sky Dubai 14, contact Dubai Tower 118.75.
Obviously, in real life we'd be able to see it, but
118.75.
loading
Sky Dubai
distance
14.
being what it is, and me not having a
Sky Dubai 244,
monster
continue
beast
descent
of a
8,000,
computer.
QNH 1018.
Can't have the load distance set to the max where maybe we'd be able to see it from here. But once we get a little bit closer, it should pop in. On our right, what do we got over there? What airport is that? Over there on our right, that is Ras Al Khaimah International Airport, or Ras Al Khaimah. It is like the next major city up the coast. We have Sharjah, where we're going to be flying over Sharjah, and then Dubai. Next door neighbors as far as cities. Like Sharjah's in a different province or Emirate or whatever it is. How do those work? And then Abu Dhabi will be a little bit further down the coast. Down there.
Emirates 7
We'll be flying in there.
Heavy, continue descent 5,000.
In about a week, I would think. I don't have it
Continue
right in front
descent
of me, but
5,000, Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy.
at that time.
Emirates 69er Tango, heavy, cleared, route 3
Unfortunately,
Charlie,
can't. We don't have all that detail popping in yet,
Clear
but
route 3 Charlie,
once we start making our turn, our
Emirates
approach,
69er
we'll get
Tango,
it.
heavy.
I always feel like when we come in on these night landings, the screens get really bright. Alright, so let's go to ground pressure. Local pressure. I have control.
You have control.
Thank you. You have to think about it. Just, I don't know. I don't know if you want you controlling it. Is knobs not spinning? Oh, the knobs actually are spinning. Can't see them. Awesome. Yeah, see, that one actually makes sense. This one. Oh, that's right. It doesn't really matter which way the arrow is if you're using the mouse. Why aren't we still descending? Oh, we need to lose speed. Let's do the speed break. We need to, yeah, we need to lose speed. So now we're losing the dot.
Emirates 9404, heavy, continue descent 3,000.
Get our speed down to 230 knots.
Continue descent 3,000, Emirates 9404, heavy.
Emirates 69er Tango, heavy. Descend and maintain 7,000.
Hi, Captain. All passengers are seated in
Descend and maintain 7,000. Emirates 69er
No
Tango,
problem.
heavy.
Let me know when we need to be seated.
You can take your seats now. We're almost ready.
No problem. All stations, landing position, please.
Arabian 081, proceed direct Tango Oscar Victor Oscar X-ray.
Proceed direct Tango Oscar Victor Oscar X-ray 081.
Etihad 307, cleared Romeo Oscar Victor Oscar 5 Delta, arrival. Cleared Logo 5 Delta, arrival, Etihad 387. Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango, descend 5,000. Descend 5,000, Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango. Emirates Center SI2L 3781 heavy at flight level 230, descending 8,000. Emirates 90404 heavy, fly heading 305, cleared ILS, approach at 2,000, runway 30, report established on localizer.
Fly heading 305, clear ILS, approach at 2,000, runway 30, report established on localizer, Emirates 90404, heavy.
357, contact Muscat Center, 123.905. 123.905, 357. Pakistan 213, cleared Crew 5 Charlie, arrival.
Cleared Crew 5 Charlie, arrival, Pakistan 213.
Arabian 081, expect Tango Oscar Victor Oscar 1 Romeo, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 34 right, report when ready for descent.
Expect Tango Oscar Victor Oscar 1 Romeo, arrival, ILS, approach, runway 34 right, report when ready for descent, Arabia 081.
SI21 3781, heavy, radar contact, proceed direct fuel, continue descent 8,000, QNH 1018.
Proceed direct Papa Uniform Victor Alpha Lima, continue descent 8,000, SI2L 3781, heavy. Arabia 081,
Taxi
ready for
light's been on the
descent.
whole time. I should turn the taxi light
Arabian 081, descend flight level 240.
Descend flight level 240, Arabia 081.
Emirates 69er Tango, heavy, continue descent 5,000.
Continue descent 5,000, Emirates 69er Tango, heavy.
Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango, continue descent 3,000.
Continue descent 3,000, Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango. Emirates 9404, heavy, established on localizer.
Air India 9020, contact Muscat Center, 123.905.
123.905, Air India 9020.
Emirates 90404, heavy, continue approach.
Continue approach, Emirates 9404, heavy.
Emirates 90404, heavy, contact tower, 118.62.
118.62, Emirates 9404, heavy.
Sky Dubai 244, cleared Crew 5 Charlie, arrival.
Cleared Papa Uniform Victor Alpha 5 Charlie, arrival, Sky Dubai 244.
Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango, fly heading 300, cleared ILS, approach at 3,000, runway 30 right, report established on localizer.
Fly heading 300, cleared ILS, approach at 3,000, runway 30 right, report established on localizer, Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango.
Alright.
Etihad 387,
Clear down to
continue
8,000.
descent 2,000.
Going down at 210 knots.
Continue descent 2000 at Etihad 387.
That's
Pakistan
really
213.
weird.
Continue
Look at that.
descent
Look at that.
5000.
Continue descent 5000, Pakistan 213.
What the? Still don't see the buildings. We should be able to see them by now. The lot is terrible. So they should be right over there. I mean, I've seen buildings further off in the distance than that. There they go. Some of our starting to load in. Alright, we just not have good night lighting. There they go. I guess they are popping in now. Not very good night lighting.
Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango. Continue approach. Continue approach. Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango. Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango. Contact Dubai Tower 118.75. 118.75. Sky Dubai 7 Mark Tango. Etihad 387. Turn right heading
In and out, in and out.
Right heading 255
Band-Aids or something.
Etihad
I
387.
don't know why.
Emirates
A little late.
Sky
You've given that to me a few days ago. My toe hurt.
Foxtrot departure at 1,800. Final 7,000.
Mashed my toe. Alright.
Sky Dubai 645. Radar contact. Continue climb flight level 330. Continue climb flight level 330. Sky Dubai 645.
I gotta be below 7,000 feet. We are. We're at 6,000. We're right on the green dot. Keep going here.
121.15 Etihad 387. Sky Dubai 244. Continue descent 5,000. Continue
Keep our ears
descent
open, so
5,000.
if they
Sky
decide
Dubai
to
244.
trim our approach. There goes the frame rate. We don't have as good of night lights with this pack. One on FlightSim.to that I used to have, you get some really nice night lights. But they also wouldn't load in unless you had to fly over them and then they would load in. The same thing with the Hong Kong ones. Like when we flew into Hong Kong, none of the lights showed up, but then if I zoomed the camera over it later, they all showed up, and then if you zoomed out and were far away, you could see all the lights. So again, that LOD, that LOD, the loading distance, is always a struggle.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy. Continue descent 3,000.
Continue descent 3,000. Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy. Emirates Center, Karachi 644, heavy. Inbound Papa Alpha Tango at flight level 410.
Emirates 90238, heavy. Contact Muscat Center, 123.905.
123.905, Emirates 90238, heavy.
Target 644, heavy. Radar contact. Proceed direct Papa Alpha Tango, then as filed. Maintain flight level 410.
Proceed direct padded. Maintain flight level 410, Target 644, heavy.
They forget about us.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy. Fly heading 300, cleared ILS. Approach at 3000, runway 30 right. Report established on localizer.
Fly heading 300, cleared ILS. Approach
she
at
looking at?
3000, runway 30
Nothing on the
right.
screen.
Report established on localizer. Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy.
SI2 on 3781, heavy. Cleared crew 5 Charlie, arrival. Cleared crew
Approach
5 Charlie,
checklist.
arrival. SI2 on 3781, heavy.
Briefing.
Arabian
Confirm.
367, continue
Camp
descent
status.
2000.
Checked.
Continue
Seatbelt.
descent 2000,
On.
367.
Vero ref.
1016 set.
Sky Dubai 3
1, 0, 1, 6 set, minimum.
600, climbing 7,000.
50 feet set.
5, 0. Set.
Sky
Engine
Dubai
mode selector.
3 Papa Mike,
Normal.
Radar contact.
Approach
Continue
checklist
climb
complete.
Flight level 310.
Continue climb flight level 310, Sky Dubai 3 Pop Mike.
Man, I gotta figure out this Twitch game. I gotta figure it out. I do. Blows me away. I look at other channels that have, you know, I saw this one guy. I was just looking. Got like 14 people watching. I mean, that's the difference. He's got 14 people watching, right? He's got like, you know, he's got maybe 2-3 times as many followers as I have.
644, heavy. Contact Airlines.
He's got his sub goal up there, and it's like 40 subs.
125.7, Target 644, heavy.
I wish I had 40 subs. I wish I had 5. 40 subs would be nice. What does that come out? I mean, decent amount of money. Little extra cash.
Arabian 105, proceed direct Oscar Romeo Delta India Golf.
Proceed direct Oscar Romeo Delta India Golf, Arabia 105.
Arabian 367, cleared Golf Oscar November Victor 4 Kilo, arrival. Cleared Golf Oscar November Victor 4 Kilo, arrival, Arabia 367.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, heavy. Established on localizer.
Emirates 7 Charlie
You're just not
November,
the same.
heavy. Continue approach.
I mean, don't have to, I guess.
Continue approach. Emirates
We need
7
to slow
Charlie
down to
November, heavy.
185 though here.
Emirates
Yeah,
7
I
Charlie
might do
November, heavy.
Yes.
Contact Dubai Tower, 118.75.
Well, I guess we need to get down to 3,000
Emirates
feet.
7 Charlie
We got
November,
a lot of ways to
heavy.
go before we need to get there. Is it going all the way down to 127? How do you do that? I don't know why either. I have no idea. Alright, flaps 1. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. That was like a backhanded compliment. No. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know I don't do a ton of crazy gimmicks and stuff. But I look around, it's like I take inspiration from the people that don't. I mean, I suppose, like the one, I know it's like, oh, you gotta do giveaways. So it's like, well, how do you do giveaways? I spend my own money to buy stuff and then give it away. So it's like, I guess, I mean, maybe that's how it works, I don't know. Then you make it up eventually with subs and stuff.
Continue descent 3,000.
Maybe once I can have a more steady, dedicated time to stream. Like right now, it's like I said, it's like
radar contact. Continue
it's,
flight level
when I have a day off, that's when I stream.
Continue climb flight level 330, sky to about 855.
Must be nice to get like to a time where I can stream, where it's a little bit more of a populated time for people to be watching. I mean, you know, yeah, depending on where you are, now is the time to watch 7, 8, 9, 10 in the morning. But where I'm at, most people are working. But again, time zones, of course. But
SI2 on 3781 heavy. Continue descent 5,000. Continue descent 5,000. SI2 on 3781
I think it'd clear me. Would be really nice.
Emirates 69er Tango heavy. Fly heading 300. Clear ILS. Approach at 3,000. Runway 30 right. Report established on localizer.
Fly heading 300, clear ILS, approach at 3,000, runway 30 right, report established on localizer, Emirates 69 Tango,
I
heavy.
guess it doesn't, you always kind of just approach it same
Emirates 623, continue descent 5,000.
Maybe not.
Continue descent 5,000.
We are way out here. This is a long approach, so they probably could have cut us off and had us descend earlier, but they're keeping the separation, I guess. I mean, man, where are we? Can't even see. I mean, Dubai, it's disappeared again. I'd have to compare. I have two different things, like the city. I thought this one was going to be better, but I want to say the one I had before, actually. To do a comparison this afternoon, I'll have to kind of check them out. All right, there's the airport. You can see the runways. It's the brightest I've ever seen the two runways look.
623, clear into 3 Charlie, arrival.
Never seen the lights look like that.
3 Charlie, arrival, Emirates 623.
I hope I didn't.
Radiant 336, clear gun 4 kilo, arrival.
Cleared Golf Oscar November Victor 4 kilo, arrival, Radiant 336.
Okay, so low vol 3,000. Yeah, we got a few waypoints. See if they give us. Never clear us for our descent.
Radiant 336.
Well, what's up for you? I'm glad you love these streams and hope I
Descend and
can.
maintain 6,000, Radiant 336.
Hopefully I didn't do anything weird. Hopefully I can see you. Hopefully you're in here every day this holiday break. If you have the holidays off. I don't know where you are in the world, so maybe you're able to watch anyway, whether you are working or not, or maybe you're a student. I don't know.
Established on localizer.
Radiant 336, continue descent 2,000.
I know there's.
Continue descent 2,000, Radiant 336.
I kind of right now I'm like in this pattern. Like, I'm
flight level 330.
almost 24 hours from kind of getting that bombshell from my boss, where it's like, hey, looking for someone to take over my job. It's like he said that, I kind of almost like blanched, because it's like, yeah, if I wasn't thinking about becoming a pilot, and that wasn't even on my radar, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is cool, because okay, promotion, right? A better position, better pay for,
Emirates 858 heavy. Descend and maintain 7,000.
Not have to work 60 hours a week to make what I want to make what I need to make.
Emirates 826 heavy. Continue
more working from home opportunities.
Delta Alpha Tango Oscar for Delta arrival.
Guess I'm kind of.
Continue descent 8,000.
I almost feel like I should just turn on the approach here.
Emirates 826 heavy.
Just capture the glide slope.
Emirates Center, Iowa Dash 148 heavy. Iowa 1 Foxtrot. Departure at 1,300. Climbing at 7,000. Emirates 69er Tango heavy. Contact Dubai Tower 118.75.
118.75. Emirates 69er Tango heavy.
Pakistan 213. Continue descent 3,000.
1,000 to go.
Continue descent 3000, Pakistan 213.
Alright, glide slope captured.
Qatari 1061, expect over
Flaps
1
two.
Romeo, arrival ILS, approach. Runway
But I mean, if I
38,
get if I
ready
do
for
that, I'm
descent.
kind of in this like hold. It's like, do I do that, or do I go to flight school? Quit now, go to flight school. Right? You know, part of me is kind of like, oh, this would be nice. It's like I live right here, I work right here, work from home more time to do
Continue
other things.
330,
It's really, what do I want to do now? to have like, you know, an opportunity staring me right in the face, and then another one where it's like, well, I could take this leap and do something else, and to have those two options is nice.
Emirates 25 kilo, heavy, continue descent 8000, cleared route 3 Charlie, arrival.
Alright,
Continue descent 8000, cleared route 3 Charlie, arrival. Emirates 25 kilo, heavy. Arabian 155, descend and maintain 2000. Descend and maintain 2000.
taking up our speed, coming up on where we capture the glide slope, or we need to be at 3,000 feet to capture the glide slope, but we already have it. We're coming in.
Flight level 240, Qatari 1061.
Pakistan 213, fly heading 300.
Fly heading 300,
1,000 to
Pakistan
go.
213.
Emirates 858, heavy, continue descent 5000.
Continue descent 5000, Emirates 858, heavy.
Sky Dubai 244, continue descent 3000. Continue descent 3000, Sky Dubai 244. Sky Dubai 842, continue descent 8000, QNH 1018.
Hey, Danny
Continue
boy.
descent 8000,
Doing alright, doing
Sky
alright.
Dubai 842.
Just about to land in Dubai. So you're just coming on the tail end of the stream this morning.
Continue descent 8000,
And,
QNH 1018.
But hey, go over there, hit that subscribe button.
Heavy.
Go watch some of the past streams. We're streaming again tomorrow morning. Awesome. Yeah, Navigraph, great tool. Excellent tool. I can't live without. I don't know how I would fly without it at this point. I mean, I used to. Back when I was in X-Plane, I would just basically I didn't have these charts, and now it's like so makes everything a lot easier and a lot more realistic as well.
Pakistan 213, established on localizer.
Oh yeah, you will.
Pakistan
You will. And you'll learn how to use it. You'll learn how to read those charts. You'll look up videos. And it's a must. I mean,
Pakistan 213.
obviously, if you're flying
altimeter
on your own, it's not like the end of the world if you don't have it.
Pakistan 213,
But
on fire,
I think it
30
adds.
right.
All right, landing gear down.
Pakistan 213, continue approach.
Continue approach, Pakistan 213.
Volvo 509.
Flaps 3.
Contact you by departure 126.2.
That too.
126.2. Go fare 509.
That too. You get that updated air rack because you have Navigraphs. So you're always up to date.
Pakistan 213, wind 328
Speed
degrees
check.
at
Flaps.
7 knots.
It's
Speed
too
to
slow. I
land
told her
30
it took
right.
like an hour to.
Cleared to land, 30 right, Pakistan 213.
Flaps 3.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Medium.
ECAM memo.
Landing, no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nice Christmas present. What does that work out to be? What is it, like $6, $7, $8 a month? And we lock up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright, this is a long hiccup. You're killing me. There we go. I don't know what. Oh yeah, it's they've added so many more features on there too. Yeah, there's so many maps and overlays you can put on there. Yeah, you can get really crazy in depth. I don't get that super in depth with it. I use it basically. I just, you know, for my charts. But yeah, there's, you know, if you're really all the stuff, you're doing your planning and you're, you know, knowing where the winds and all that stuff. Yeah, the thermals and yeah, you get thermals and all that. All kinds of great stuff. I thought you subscribed to it.
Dubai Tower, Sky Dubai.
If you subscribe to Navigraphs, navigraph.com, you download the
Sky Dubai 244, continue approach.
Or do you mean like where to get flight plans to put into Navigraphs? Oh man, look at all those other planes flashing around us. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. There's Dubai over there. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, where can you download it from? We turn on landing lights, we did. Turn on those lights. You're cleared to land. I like to control my throttle myself.
100 above.
Did it just go into auto land mode? Might be.
Minimum 50, 40.
Continue.
30, 20. Retard. 5.
Pakistan 213, when vacated, contact ground 121.
Spoilers, the reverse engine 1 and 2.
When vacated, contact
Diesel.
ground 121.65. Pakistan
70
213.
knots.
Rolling out nice and straight. I believe we're going to need to exit to the left. Whoa, what are we doing? Why did we stop? Why are we stopping? Keep going. Eesh. Yeah, it feels like my plane's on a rail. Really weird. Usually my plane's all over on the rollout. Where are we going? I think we're going over here to the left.
Dubai Tower, Sky Dubai 2 Charlie Echo, runway 30 left, ready for departure. Sky Dubai 2 Charlie Echo, line up runway 30 left. Line up runway 30 left, Sky Dubai 2 Charlie Echo. Sky Dubai 244, wind 328 degrees at 7 knots, clear to land 30 right.
Clear to land. Dubai
Cabin
ground,
crew,
Pakistan
disarm the doors,
213.
please.
Runway vacated with Mike 6.
Pakistan 213, taxi to parking 34 via Mike 6, Mike 5 Alpha, November 4, November, Papa 5, Papa, hold short of runway 12 left, 30 right.
Taxi to parking 34 via Mike 6, Mike 5 Alpha, November 4, November, Papa 5, Papa, hold short of runway 12 left, 30 right, Pakistan 213.
Really? You're gonna dump me over there?
Pakistan
They always have the
213,
weirdest
hold
parking.
position.
I should be over here in
Pakistan
these.
213.
Let's find the proper parking. They always have me park in like the dead part of the airport. It seems like there's like the cargo area over there. Let's get the proper parking. We want a gate. Let's do.
Pakistan 213, taxi to gate, Foxtrot 22, via Mike 6, Mike Lima 4, Kilo Zulu.
Taxi to gate, Foxtrot 22, via Mike 6, Mike Lima 4, Kilo Zulu, Pakistan 213.
Alright.
Dubai ground, Sky Dubai 244, runway vacated with Mach 5 Alpha.
Sky Dubai 244, taxi to gate, Bravo 21, via Mike 5 Alpha, Mike Lima 4, Kilo Zulu, Yankee 1, uniform.
Taxi to gate, Bravo 21, via Mach 5 Alpha, Mike Lima 4, Kilo Zulu, Yankee 1, uniform. Sky Dubai 244.
Alright, so we want to go to Mike Lima 4. We'd actually go to our right. Stop turning. Follow that. Follow company.
Food_sweaty just followed.
Thanks for the follow, Fut Sweaty. Thank you very much. After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Yeah, well, like I said, if I could get a more beastly computer, these bigger airports would run a little bit better. We're down to like 14 frames per second. But that's it being a big airport, and then all these planes being injected by a FS HUD ATC and what's it called, the FSLTL. Was all live traffic, all being controlled by FS HUD ATC. So the planes you're seeing flying around, you know, they're all following proper flight plans, and ATC's talking to them. We're not hearing them right now because we're on the ground, so we'll hear ground stuff. I do need a 4090. I could use a 4090. I also need to soup up my CPU also. If I get a 4090, I get a souped up CPU as well. Yeah, the upgrades I did the last couple of years are already kind of aging out.
510, pushback and startup approved.
Go to our left.
Pushback and startup approved. Mars Express 510. To background, Mars Express 510, request taxi. Mars Express 510, taxi to holding point, runway 30 left, via Kilo 14. Taxi to holding point, runway 30 left, via Kilo 14, Mars Express 510.
I just gotta find my gate. Where are we going? F-22?
To background, Aeroflot 527, heavy, gate, Bravo 6, request pushback and startup. 527, heavy, pushback and startup approved. Pushback and startup approved, Aeroflot 527, heavy. Sky Travel 7 Kilo 2, contact Dubai Tower 118.75.
118.75, Sky Travel 7 Kilo 2.
Dubai ground, Aeroflot 527, heavy, request taxi. Aeroflot 527, heavy, taxi to holding point, runway 30 left, via uniform, whiskey, kilo, kilo 14.
If I ever make a little bit of a cash via doing this, that's where it's going to go towards. It's going to go towards Monster PC. Like Super Monster, right? I'm always jealous of the guys that have, you know, like their streaming PC is better than the PC I have. Now, my PC is not like junk, but it's, you know, just amazing sometimes these guys. It's like you look at their setups and it's like their streaming PC is something I would like. I'd be like, oh man, that'd be an upgrade.
Sky Dubai 5, pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved. Sky Dubai 5.
17. It's always nice when an airport has markings and all the good stuff.
Sky Dubai 5, taxi to holding point, runway 30 left, via Papa 5, November, Romeo, Mike 17.
Taxi to holding point, runway 30 left,
so fast.
Papa 5, November, Romeo, Mike 17, Sky Dubai 5. Dubai ground, allow 974, gate, Echo 5, request pushback and start up.
Uh-oh, I hope
allow 974, pushback and
I have a, I like my logo right now.
Pushback and start up approved, allow 974. Dubai ground, allow 974, request taxi.
Allow 974, taxi to holding point, runway 30 left, via Papa 5, November, Romeo, Mike 17.
Taxi to holding point, runway 30 left,
that's not how you do it.
Papa 5,
Actually, you should probably be in the cockpit to follow those lines. Yeah, thanks for the offer. I mean,
Dubai ground, SI21 3781, heavy, runway vacated with Mike 5.
go join the Discord and join my Discord. And, I don't know, it's cool to see some of your work. Maybe I would.
SI21 3781, heavy, taxi to gate, Charlie 63, via Mike 5 Alpha, Mike Lima 4, Kilo Zulu,
For
Juliet
some
1.
reason, that the
Taxi to gate, Charlie 63, via Mike 5 Alpha, Mike Lima 4, Kilo Zulu, Juliet 1, SI21 3781,
I don't turn off my
heavy.
taxi lights. You just gotta go to all kinds of, I mean, Fiverr is a good place to start. Just gotta get your name out there. Put in, you know, show off some of your work. I mean, people are always looking for stuff like that. Alright, park brake set. Yeah, well, be paid. Well, that's the thing too. It's like, you know, you got it. Sometimes you do some work. You know, you got to do that unpaid work to get, you know, build a portfolio. Let people see what you have. But yeah, it's kind of hard with Fiverr because there's so many people on there that there's all the tricks now where you can literally use AI to make a logo and then you charge for that or whatever. It's crazy. Let's turn off these engines.
Request taxi. Sun Express 1513, taxi to holding point, runway 30 left, 50 Kilo 14.
Ground to cockpit.
Turn off that radio.
Go ahead.
Hi, Captain. Microphone check.
Here. Why are you?
Microphone check is 5 out of 5.
Roger. Okay, Captain. Ground power is available. Stand by. We'll start getting you offloaded in a couple of minutes.
Don't be stupid.
Roger.
We're here. facility. Really? Really? Really, GSX? Ugh. Ugh. So annoying. This is why you have to go in. Sometimes you have to test before you do your flight. Now it's gonna be like, you're not in the proper spot. What? Give me the gate. Why? I just want to offload my passengers. No. Okay, I'm here. GSX isn't gonna work. Betcha. GSX is... I'm at the dock. Okay, well, GSX is going to be useless to us. I love when I come to a gate and, like, we got all the fancy stuff and... At the gate. Oh, okay. Guess GSX doesn't work here. That sucks. Got all the nice gates there. Now I'm off and I look stupid. Alright. No GSX, so I don't know how we're gonna... I think we turn that off. And we'll... I want to offload my passengers.
Cabin crew, the aircraft is secure. The jetway is connecting. Start deboarding once ready.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's making logos through AI now. Yeah, it's a hard thing to get into. Oh wait. Okay, it hooked up to us. That's weird. It's not GSX. Alright, so the airport works, but it's just GSX doesn't want to. Yep, GSX doesn't care. Alright, well, we're not going to be able to see the passengers go off and then float in the air somewhere, probably. I'm trying to figure out how to actually get them off the plane, though. Let's see this. Okay, they are going.
Ladies and gentlemen, your portable electronic devices must not be used until you are inside the airport.
Passengers are deboarding.
Please take care and hold onto the handrails while walking down the stairs.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Please ensure that you supervise your children and for your own safety do not walk uncomfortably. Thank you.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On. On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Nav and logo on.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
Set and checked.
Parking checklist complete.
You know, the problem is that's all for NVIDIA, isn't it? So of course, every time I switch to something else, it's like you can't go to any competition because there's like seems no competition ever in these things because AMD just doesn't keep up. So you have to pay like twice as much for. I mean, yep, use an AMD. Yes, I made a mistake. It always ends up biting me in the butt. I've never ended up with a good thing with AMD. I mean, the card's good. It's just they don't have all the gizmos and gadgets that NVIDIA has, and then now NVIDIA's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna completely make it that our card. I mean, like if I had known that the performance would be like so ridiculously different. But like when I bought it, it was like, yeah, there's not that much difference. you know, you won't have a couple of these features. And now it's like, it seems like those features are the biggest, craziest, awesomest features you possibly have. All right, let's check out the flight. Where'd my music go? Super quiet. All right, so we got the flight. What do we got there? Nice cross the Gulf of Oman. There's our approach. A little bit different from the flight plan we had. And come in, land, yep, a little bit firm there. Negative 308. Wasn't the best landing. 800 nautical miles on the dot. 2 hours and 17 minutes. For flight time, 2 hours and 43 minutes. And one of the longer streams here as we did everything real time. And I've already been to the United Arab Emirates, so this is not a country we needed to fly into to check off, but basically flying in here so that we can take Cam Air up to Kabul, Afghanistan, our next flight, which is going to be a little bit longer, it looks like. And we'll probably use some time. Well, we'll see what we do tomorrow morning. But that flight will be tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Well, I get decent frame rate. Like, the frame rates are not that bad. The problem with the frame rates I have is because I have all the traffic. You see how many planes there are parked at the gates. I mean, that costs frame rate. It just does. But I suffer it. But yeah, you're right. I need a 4090 or a 5090. So hopefully we can start getting some subs in here, get a little extra cash every month. We'll see. Alright, well, thanks everyone for coming in. I will see you tomorrow morning at 7, maybe this afternoon on Twitch. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit the follow on Twitch, consider hitting that subscribe on Twitch as well. And until next time, tomorrow morning, happy flying. Take care.